Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, worldwide renegade day. All right, this is a show it's a show from MILLENNIA. Pluralize it in a MILLENNIA. Millennium. 1,000 years. I show you a big show. All right. So let me tell you what we are doing from Holness call the election yesterday. Now I show you say in book when put out where fish headless from up a big mama right the whole of the garbage them and then him run out with it. Now I show them say it never valid the paper where the plan they fool your fart. Anybody sit down and listen to Andrew Holness. Well, you need more than cycle, you need Jamal. Yeah? It means to tell me, say, when you live in our country, you live in your district, you live in your garrison, you live all over the place. And you know, see what them attack, so them have to print it in a book and come every kind of street and lane and tell you, say, this is what them do. And they do better, and then you follow them. You have to be a labor right kind of dance. Yeah? Anything we do front of you, you go see it to pronounce front of you. No man never put that in a book. You have food at your house. Eh? No, the bus system alone that tell you say the system not right. The education system that tell you again. The road them that tell you. The health system that tell you, but them like foolishness in a book. A matter of fact, not even them at the art. Because I'm going to show you some things with the PMP. Now, I start from Mama P this morning. From here, they are show. I'm going to show you something. You see the Latin link and Mama P, you know. You see the South Coast link, and then I'm going to show you when it's signed. None of them, Andrew and them, when them get blueprint for run with. Him get blueprint for run with. I'm going to play them. It's documented. Yeah? Never play them when we done. So when I do is every day I play some of them I just scatter them I like. For my Titans, I play X amount. And people, wanna look out for the big call in the night, I know. Soon happen right now. When I get a nice big call yeah, where it will blow away a lot of people. Yeah? So happen, but me just start my show. See? Prime time. So just tell who and who for just want to sit down and relax. Yes. You're in the audience, so just want to sit down and relax. And by the way, that father-in-law, me yata about market G and liar. You don't know what's a corporate liar, brother? Oh, yata about central, if you never see me, I say, oh, you're a fucking fool and dunce. You tell lie for no man. You're the next piece of one when nobody know. How much liar in a Jamaica right now, through the law thing that we them have done there. When them call it, them law thing legal, wait them legal counsel. How much of them we have to practice? The private practice in Jamaica. Nearly 2,000, right? You know the one of them? Corporate law, you know, run and go central, your piece of shit, yo. You're just garbage pant up and big dirty thinking tant of garbage things you me at all. You're full of shit. Oh, you're big and foo so man. So I'm going to teach people about corporate law and corporate lawyer. Eh? Well, I'm foo so. Eh? You can't believe in big ass thing. And all the while, I tell this dark power father-in-law guy. You know what is up here criminal around him? Dark power, not to dark power father-in-law. Dark power himself, him and father-in-law. Dark power PICKNIES, him and grandpapa. Eh? And by the way, you never win no case yet, you know. Not even one. Because I be a link, you know. Remember you have a question, you want the other one. Where the other one name? But them always a give case, man. Him no win case neither, you know. Where name again, man? The other one where you see I move up and down there. Him have a question too. So them no win case. Yeah? So oh you see a corporate lawyer. I go visit criminal, I visit some people with them in a cell. Corporate lawyer. That they require shit to man. Say them none of them are liar links, you know. And money, them is shit. Them they liar too, no. That father liar. in big and full. Hey, I better stay with the Italian brother, you better off. And by the way, Andrew, by the way, you can't so desperate that you're just a PNP now. Remember me at the video then? You're just a comrades in a color. Una money for waste, brother. And I use the completely and put them in a shirt for make up. Come on, man. That name desperate, but can't vote, brother. And like you're there on this one, that I go on. Yeah, man. See? And I like that I go on. See? But when you are do a garbage, it's garbage. See? You might do garbage. You have to compete me and all kind of things. But no man, this is unbelievable. Me don't forget a call right now, you know. So you know watch me. Yes? Because we want to get off the part of the show there from early. Yes. We want to get a part there from early because it's prime time now. So we want to get off a part of the show there from early. And you know, so I'll be a whopping. I'm line out the things that for showing because Ronnie says a learning channel here. Maybe just tell them it's a learning channel, Ronnie so. And the whole of the lie them when they must but it don't even make no sense. Because I dissect it, I expose them. Them to go away, wheel and come back again and come back with the truth. Yeah? You can't take up the compete, never can vote for you and make up this. When you know it's a PMP dead and all kind of thing. But say a chameleon. At a tabaka shit say you have the book to go deliver because you don't work. Just listen to yourself, the man. Uncle some daft, hungry belly labor right with extra done so you can't tell. You understand? Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, brother Wayne. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, man, I hear loud and clear. What are you doing?
I'm doing all right, my brother. Doing all right, you know?
Yes, man.
Yeah, man, just doing a follow-up as we had discussed this morning that I'm a farmer businessman from Yala St. Thomas.
Yes.
Well-known businessman, as a matter of fact. Farmer, supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party, and was farmer a close ally of Member of Parliament James Robertson.
Yes.
I personally went through a lot of things, dramatic things that were recorded in the media, well documented and everything, including the loss of my mother. And in light of the elections coming up right now, I just want to take the opportunity to really highlight the people of Western St. Thomas and Jamaica at large as to who this man really is and why he should not be in the position that he is. He should be removed, and he should have been removed by the party itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Jamaica is bigger than this man. Jamaica is much better than this man. James Robertson is like a vomit. We have been swallowing for the last 20 years in St. Thomas. And I think the country itself, the man is a disgrace. There's people who knows the crimes and the deeds of this man, and yet still he has been able to get away with these things for over 20 years. You know, it's terrible. You know, I want to highlight, you know, first of all, that when a lot of people accuse him of things in St. Thomas, because I want to be frank with people, and I'm here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Over the years, I have heard a lot of things that people accuse him of that is not true. You understand?
Yes.
I want to set the record as to what is true and what I do know, which are, like I said, sworn statements and evidence itself coming from the police. You know what I'm saying? I want to first mention the first murder that I personally know James Robertson had committed. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Your phone just cut down a while.
Yes. The first murder I personally know.
No, you can talk up back in your phone, please, because your phone cut down.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. I think we have a...
Was here when you're fine, but the phone just cut down a while, yes.
You hear me better now?
Yeah, it little bit, but you can talk little bit. Yes, talk again, maybe.
Yes, yes. Yeah, man. So the first murder that I personally know that James Robertson committed is one.
Hold on, sir. Your phone gone down, and people them want to hear everybody there, you know. So your phone gone down. It is all right, and it gone down. Yes.
You hear me now?
All right. Speak up now, let me say me hear you.
Yes, yes. You can hear me better now?
Yeah, it a go in and out. You have a earpiece or something you use?
Yes. What happened is this phone is
The earpiece like that I get trouble, man. If you could have just free up that and we'd hear it better. Yes.
All right. Let me.
Yeah, disconnect it and yes.
You hear me better now?
Yeah, speak up now, let me say me hear you.
Yes, you hear me better now?
Yeah, me I hear you better. Yes.
Okay, yes. What I'm saying, what I was just saying is the very first murder that I know James Robertson committed in Western St. Thomas is one that very few people talk about and is even aware of. But this was the first well documented case of murder that this man directly ordered. You understand? This was the murder of a gentleman from the Baptist area in Dallas. His name was Ian Hurtado from Baptist, well-known PNP activist. You understand? I remember when the order was given for Jota to be killed. I informed him and I warned him several times. The last time I warned this gentleman was 2 hours before he was killed. I remember, the gentleman, he was looking in my face talking to me and I was warning him that his life is really in danger.
And you know something for me, please. You could have just hang up and call me back because it gets right away.
Right, let me do that.
Because it have to clear. That's why you just say we have to hear it clear. Yes.
Let me do that.
Yes, thanks.
All right.
Wow. Jamaica, a place like Jamaica, eh? All right. Yes. Yes. Place like Jamaica. Yes. We need a cleaner Jamaica here, people. Yes, yes, bro.
You hear me much better now?
Enough better. Yes, man.
Okay, yes. As I was saying, Ian Jota Furtado was the very first murder that I personally know was attributed to James Robertson. Understand? I tried to warn this gentleman. I think he really did know. When he really did know his life was very much in danger. I remember the last day I spoke to him, like 2 hours before. And he said to me, Ian, let me tell you something. It's not that I don't know that my life is in danger. It's just that I have no money to go anywhere. Understand? All the family I have is here in Baptist. I have nowhere to go. You understand? He was shot and killed on the Dallas main road in the Baptist area 2 hours after I spoke to him. You understand? The gentleman that actually carried out the murder. You understand? This was his first murder committed for the MP at the time. And this murder drew this guy and the MP very close, and he eventually became a loyal foot soldier for the member of parliament after this initial killing of Jota. That's how they bonded, that's how they got there to start their friendship. You understand? No. The second murder that I know for sure that he did was the murder of Cecil Petrol Riley. A lot of people have heard me mention this in sworn statements before. You understand? It was more dramatic than that in a sense, because I remember when Petrol was killed. Even the morning, it's like this man is so brazen. This man, on the morning when Petrol was killed, I remember seeing James Robertson showing up on the murder scene. You understand? With rum. People saw him. It's like he was celebrating. It was so obvious. You understand? Besides, we knowing that he was the one that ordered the killing, we saw him. He was there drinking. You understand? As if to celebrate the death of the man. You understand? I also remember during that investigation of the death of Petrol. You understand? One of the detectives, investigators for that specific case, saw me and he's like, this is Jamaica is something else. And I'm like, what's going on? And I remember this detective saying to me, imagine, Petrol, somebody called Petrol just a few minutes before he died to meet them downstairs. People heard him, people around him listened to him and hear him complaining about the person who called him, and the person is taking him for a joke because a long time the person is supposed to meet them and then don't come. And he got the call the last time to come downstairs, and when Petrol went downstairs, the gunmen were there waiting for him. And I'm telling you, this detective Wayne is telling me that ever since the murder took place, they have been trying to get the information as to who was the last person to call Petrol to his death. And a major cell phone provider in Jamaica refused to turn that information over to this day. You understand? We know that there's very few people in Jamaica with that kind of clout. You understand? He also told me in the same conversation that he went up to the commissioner's office, and I seen a suit pull him aside and said, listen to me, man. This is bigger than you and I. And if you know what I know, you leave this case alone. So we know the in-depth, we know the kind of things this man do is not a secret. We know the things he was involved with. Before James Robertson came to St. Thomas, James Robertson was involved in a lot of missing containers and so. This is something people don't know about and people don't talk about. This is before he came to St. Thomas. I remember one day talking to a couple of people from the Revenue Protection Department, RPD. And I mentioned his name, that he's my representative, and how much, I am supporting him and all that. And I remember one of the men laughed and said, I don't even think you understand who that person is. And I remember they relayed a story to me about a container that they seized in Kingston at one point. The container was his container. And they seized the container and leave the container at a site to be inspected the very next morning. When the police turned up at the scene with the RPD to search the container, all they found was an empty spot and several spent shells, as if to send a message to the people themselves. You understand?
Mm.
It's terrible. He's been involved in a lot of things besides murder. This man is a known criminal. I can now recall to you, I want to recall to you the time when my mother was killed.
Mm. The container though. The container, them they get back that container? Anything with that container?
No man, they couldn't. They didn't get the container. The container was missing, totally missing. They never found the contents of the container or the container itself. The container was just missing. RPD had seized the container and left it at a site to go back. You understand? To search the next morning. Because from what I heard, it was said that it was chicken parts in the container. RPD had reasons to believe it was not. It was something else. So they seized the container, only to go back the next morning to find an empty spot with several spent shells in the location, as if to send a message to them. So he has been involved in a lot more than murder even before he came to St. Thomas. It is a well-known fact. The party knows. People in Jamaica know that this man is a criminal. And the thing that amazed me is for how long they've been standing with this man and the support they give to this man. You understand? I want to mention the time when my mother was killed. You understand?
Mm.
James Robertson was a very conniving person. Very conniving person. James Robertson and his group, his cronies, mainly Treasure, K and Treasure Campbell. You understand? It was a plot from day one. You understand? It was a plot from day one. James used my mother's killing, you understand, to cover up the fact that he was the person responsible for Petrol's killing. You understand? James put out a cover story in a local newspaper mentioning some ridiculous story about Petrol and I having some argument over road contract. There was never such a road contract. That road contract never existed. You understand? And he put the story out. He had the power and the influence to do it, and he put the story out. That is, this killing, my mother's killing, was a killing that solidified his and Treasure's friendship. You understand? That's how they both came close. That killing, my mother's killing. I remember the night when she was killed. I remember the night when she was killed. Everybody saw it. People there saw everything. James Robertson pulled me aside. You understand? Just minutes after she was killed. And we were both sitting on the steps of the Juicy Beef party next to her business place. And with all that this man knew, he knew his involvement in the whole thing. And James Robertson tried to put up a smoke screen to me to tell me that he knows that the PMP is involved in my mother's killing and blood is going to run in St. Thomas Street. You know, that's the kind of game we play. He play this kind of game with everybody. You know, he's a very conniving person. And, you know, I just want to really, really make the people of St. Thomas know the real truth and all the things he has been involved in. You understand? I remember, you know, I remember one day I was at my house, left my supermarket one, and I went home early that day. I heard somebody knocking at my gate, and when I look outside, it's a gentleman that I recognize. You understand? And I let him in, and the guy and I was there talking. The man was sweating away, the man was nervous. You know what? The man come to my house and said to me, say, Ian, we can't believe this. The boss just ordered the murder of an elderly couple from the Trinityville area of St. Thomas. To this day, when I don't know who these people are, but the man was literally crying. I remember giving this man $10,000 and telling him to keep low, just to prevent these two people from dying. Leave the area and hide the MP. To this day, Wayne, I only pray and hope they live a long and fruitful life, because I swear, these people were going to die. In days, they were about to die. You understand? This is the kind of things James Robertson did. I just know that this couple is a Michael Manley long-time supporter, elderly couple, senior citizen. You understand? And he gave the order for these two people to be killed. You understand? I also want to recall, you understand? Another killing that took place. A young man from the Ponside district in Yalas. This gentleman was accused for some reason of firing shots at labor rights like a year or two before. And James had put out a contract on this gentleman. They, however, didn't catch the gentleman, you know. But a year and a half after, he was shot and killed. I remember talking to the killer himself, because it was rumored, we already knew, people knew. When things happen in the street, people know what happened. And I confronted him about it, and you know what the gentleman said to me, and I'm just telling you this one to show you the kind of influence that politicians have on the youth sometimes. He said to me, listen, the boss wants him dead from a long time. And I know in my heart that James Robertson did not give him any money to kill the guy at that time, you know, but the fact that the boss wanted the guy dead from a year ago, he was killed. You understand? He was killed. James was basically running a gang out of St. Thomas. James was running a gang from out of St. Thomas. You understand? That consisted of Rick Ramesh Simpson and Treasure Kane Campbell. Those were his two loyal foot soldiers. And I want the people of St. Thomas to know. I want the people of St. Thomas to know that people say crime don't pay. But in this case, crime really does pay, because these two men were greatly rewarded for all the things they had done for this man. You understand? Greatly rewarded. They were awarded several multi-million-dollar contracts. You understand? Several contracts. As a matter of fact, to show you how emboldened these gentlemen were, you understand? Ramesh Rick Simpson himself, despite his tremendous criminal record, at the time before he was killed, had a firearm license application. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, man, I hear you. Hearing you.
Yeah, man. This guy had a firearm license application at the FLA. You understand? And all these things were done with the help of James Robertson. Treasure managed to get a grade 1 license. That is a license for contractors in the country that get government jobs, government contracts, big government contracts. We know, and everybody know, there's no possible way he could have gotten it unless James Robertson assisted him to get this license. And that is how he rewards these people. He rewards all these people for the things they do for him. You understand? I want to say something. I want the Prime Minister to know, and I want to say this to the Prime Minister. I want to say this to him. Mr. Prime Minister, a lot of people suffered in St. Thomas, including myself. I lost a mother. I had to leave Jamaica. You understand? I had a green card. I gave up a green card to come to Jamaica. You understand? I employed a lot. To this day, there's no one that can show me another businessman that has employed the amount of young people that I have over the last couple of years. Never. You understand? My father and I were one of the biggest construction companies at the time. We employed a lot of people. We were contributors to the parish. And James Robertson came in that parish and destroyed every single thing we had. Every single thing we had in the parish, James Robertson came and destroyed. You understand? And we need the Prime Minister to know what is happening. You understand? We need him to know what is happening. You understand? We need him to know it because a lot of people died in St. Thomas. A lot of things happening in St. Thomas, and we just cannot understand for nothing in the world why people knows this. You sit in Parliament next to a person who is accused of this kind of thing. I want to bring you also in to a day. My wife and I went into a meeting to talk to the then Deputy Commissioner of Police. Deputy Commissioner of Police, you know, and the Deputy Commissioner of Police said to me, Ian, let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. We, the police in Jamaica, have James Robertson as the main person of interest in over 30 major crimes, including murder. Sir, you are the only person who have been brave enough so far, you understand, to come in and stand up under the fire. Gunshot after gunshot, and determined that you're going the full way. Everybody else that came and made reports either run away from Jamaica or change their mind. You understand? So listen to this. This is the Deputy Commissioner of Police saying this, you know. This man is involved or is the main person of interest in over 30 major crimes in this country. You understand? Who else knows this? That's the question I want to ask, you know, Wayne. Who else in the country knows this? Why is he still here? Why is the party still supporting him? Why is the party still coming there and giving this man support? I am at a loss. It is sad. It is sad. I can't understand. I just don't understand. And the people of Jamaica need to know. You understand? This is a stain on the country, man. This is a stain on the country. I want to know, go back to the attack where several gunmen attacked the Princess Margaret Hospital in Martin. You understand?
What?
Yes, man. Yeah, the Princess Margaret Hospital was attacked by several gunmen one night. James Robertson, I can say this to the Jamaican people today, right now. This action was sanctioned by James Robertson and financed and carried out by Clean Church of Campbell. You understand? Sanctioned by James Robertson, financed and carried out by gunmen aligned to Clean Church of Campbell. You understand? This is the kind of thing that James Robertson brings to our parish. This is the kind of contribution James has made to the parish. You understand? The people need to know. People need to know. The government refused to act, and only we can act. We have to act in our own way. We need to go out and vote. Everybody needs to go out and vote. We need all hands on deck this election. We need everybody to go out. You understand? In Western St. Thomas. Who is abroad, call your family member down in St. Thomas, let them know. We need to get rid of James Robertson. We have to get rid of him. We have to get rid of him. You understand? We have to get rid of James Robertson. When it's you're asking a question?
Yes. So oh you get to leave St. Thomas, because you're not in St. Thomas no more. Or you get to leave St. Thomas.
No. Let me explain that to you.
Yes.
After the last attempt on my life, which was a shooting that took place at my house.
Yes.
Men with high-powered weapons came there and attacked me and the family. I met and I spoke to, as a matter of fact, he was the one who reached out to me. And that is why I'm saying to you, you know, there's still some decent politicians in Jamaica.
Nobody call the person. Which one of them that do? Oh.
No, man, I'm saying there's still decent politicians in Jamaica.
Yes.
I remember a former PNP, National Security Minister, reached out to me and called me for a meeting. This gentleman, you understand, made some calls to a US-based organization, and they spoke to me. And they basically warned me and outlined to me the level of danger that I was in. And the day I left Jamaica was 15 years ago. I left that meeting,
yes,
and I left Jamaica and never returned from that. You understand? So it's like Jamaica for Justice, the same thing. I remember meeting with Jamaica for Justice, and I remember talking to a lawyer that represented Jamaica for Justice, and this lawyer is telling me that ever since coming to Jamaica and representing that organization, they have heard so many things, corruption and murders attributed to this man. And I'm saying everybody knows. It's like Jamaica for Justice telling me this.
Yes,
you understand?
yes,
they
yes.
know of his crimes. They know of his crimes. They know the things he has been doing.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes.
And I just cannot understand how could it be possible for so many people to know why is the Jamaican Labour Party still supporting this man? Why they have this man in the party? I just can't understand. You understand? The way I see it, the people of St. Thomas is the only set of people that can act to change and bring this change about that we need. You understand? Only we can make this change.
So you leave, hold on there. You say you leave Jamaica. Oh, you get to leave Jamaica?
I left Jamaica in ways that I will not, and I don't want to discuss a lot of reasons how. You understand? But I managed to leave Jamaica. A lot of people in Jamaica of influence and high places knew when I was leaving, knew how I left. You understand? And for certain reasons. You understand? I don't want to disclose.
Yes. Okay.
You know, but I can say to you that I've been out of the country for the last 15 years.
Okay. So tell me something. You was in St. Thomas and you have to move. Or that gunman come to your place or something, to your home?
Yes, no, and then several times. When the first attack that took place, was a night after leaving my business place. The police in St. Thomas and the hierarchy of the police force in Kingston knew about the plot to have me killed that night. I was the only person that didn't know about the plot because I saw things and things were happening that night, and the only thing I was told by one of the officers that night who was present just before I drove off from my supermarket was that tonight was not going to be a normal night. That's the only information they would give me that night. Tonight would not be a normal night. I didn't know what they meant until less than 5 minutes after reaching the vicinity of the Roselle waterfalls. A group of gunmen opened fire in my vehicle. And when the mercy of God, I escaped, and when I went around the corner, there was a second group of men waiting around there. I opened up a second time at midnight. Oh. You understand? So it was 2 attempts in one night. You understand? The thing is that I found out, Wayne, and it's remarkable. You would not believe. The police told me after that they cannot understand how it happened because they have the information. They had a patrol party in the area to prevent it from happening. But for some reason, somebody called the police party at last minute to tell them to go somewhere else.
That's all like police. Okay.
Yeah, man.
But let me ask you something more. So you leave for your supermarket. Why police never escort you?
You see, Wayne, a lot of things happen that night that I will never understand. Because that's the thing I'm saying, you know, if you knew that my life was that much in danger, I didn't get a police escort all the way down. But you know, funny enough, when after I escaped the 2 barrage of gunshots, when I drove home, which is only like 15 minutes drive from where the incident took place, both incidents took place, there was a contingent of police officers there that I know a lot of police. I didn't recognize a single one of them. They expected me to be home, but there was other people that didn't expect me to be there. Because the people that were supposed to protect me that night, for some reason, I was told that they got a last-minute call to respond to another area in St. Thomas, despite the fact, Wayne, that everybody knew straight down to the commissioner office that I was going to be killed that night. You understand? And I to this day, I cannot, and I don't know how to explain to you, but I can only explain to you what happened. You understand? The second attempt on my life now was at my supermarket one day where I was attacked by a lone gunman. One of my customers had gotten shot and injured at the time. I escaped unhurt at the time. That's another situation also because the police themselves had information as to the fact that this was going to take place. They
What?
didn't know exactly when, but they knew it was going to take place.
Wow.
You understand? Yes, but it's terrible. The third and last attempt on my life this was something else. This was something else because not only did the police knew that there was a car rented and parked at a certain location by K and Treasure Campbell, which is James Harrison right hand man. We knew the car was there. We knew where the car come from. We knew the attack was going to take place. Everybody, I myself knew the attack was going to take place. You understand? But I assumed that the police had everything covered based on the fact that I knew so much. They had the same information. I just took it for granted and said, well, listen, everything is going to be okay. Until the night of the attack. You understand? Until the night of the attack. You understand? I realized from day one, there were people in the police force, honestly, when I think, was trying to protect me, when there was people in the force that wanted me dead. It's all about politics and power and all that kind of stuff. You understand? It was a terrible time. It was a terrible time. And I just want the people to know more than anything else, you know, more than anything else, that we only got ourselves. We only got each other. We only have each other. At the end of the day, politicians come and go. You understand? But we, all of us, we were born in St. Thomas. We all grew up in St. Thomas. And at the end of the day, when we blow our last breath, before we had to mark the cemetery to bury beside each other.
Said my grandfather. My grandfather buried up there, you know. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's where every one of us will eventually go and lay right beside each other. None of these politicians who come in the parish and divide us. They leave out every single day and go to them place in Kingston. We are there together. We do everything together. And I can't see how in the world people allow people like this man to come in and divide us like this. And let me explain to you, Wayne. Let me explain to you. And this is something you're gonna find hard to believe. Wayne, let me say this to you. The guy, one of James Robertson right hand man, Ramesh Rick Simpson, the same gentleman he had went to rescue from a police party in a incident that was well documented. All right? Now, this gentleman, you know, he was a singer. When my mother, Hyacinth Merle Johnson, was the first person who gave Ramesh Rick Simpson the first couple of $1,000 to go on Rising Star. You understand? He wants to enter the Rising Star contest. I remember before James Robertson come to St. Thomas, he was in a situation where he couldn't fend for himself. You understand? Things was hard on him. And when, you know, I bought a 30-inch gas stove from a store and bring it in the store and allow him to cook. Pay him to cook for my workers. You understand? Just so he could have a job. Believe me. You see that night down by my house? The driver, the getaway driver for the car was a person who used to drive my goods truck for me. You hear me, I tell you? This is how James Robertson come in and divide people. The guy, Treasure K and Campbell, used to work for me. You understand? This is how James Robertson come in and divide and destroy the parish. James Robertson has destroyed the parish, and I want the people to know. People must know. Whenever, during this election cycle, when this man come at your yard, when you run him, people must run him. Tell him something now, I'm a criminal. Run him. You understand? He's a criminal. People need to run him. Tell him we're not voting for you. Run him. You understand? We're not having a criminal over here. Run him. He's a criminal. You understand? I know he's a criminal. The government knows he's a criminal. You understand? The deputy commissioner of police said it himself. Over 30 major crimes. You understand? Who else knows this? Who else in the country knows this? Who else knows this? That's the question I would like to ask. This is something we need answers for, because the deputy commissioner could tell me that. You understand? His visa was revoked. You understand? And it was revoked only because of things that he has done in the country. You see all the smoke screen that he's trying to put up? Everything. You understand? So he was rejected by them and accepted by his party. I can never understand that. I can never understand that. I remember when during that time, you know, I left and came to Miami, my wife and I, and we came and looked about a visa at the time, called a L1 visa, because our intention was, that was after the second attempt on my life and the death of my mother. I came here and looked about the L1 visa and went back down to Jamaica when as I landed at the airport at Kingston, you know, somebody called me and said to me, say, boy, I don't know what's going on. Because treasurer called them and said to them, say, as long as me live, me can't leave Jamaica again because my visa is revoked. Listen to me, you know, Win. I just flew in from Miami, you know, landed at Norman International Airport, you know, and within 15 minutes of reaching the airport, somebody could call me to tell me that treasurer just called them and said that my visa would be revoked. It's revoked. It's revoked. I thought it was ridiculous when I first heard the story. And believe me, Wayne, everything that he had said was 100% true. Les Green admitted to me and said to me, Ian, we are still trying to investigate who are the people who relayed this message to the US Embassy that I was being investigated and they should hold me in the country. You understand? We already knew who the person was. We already knew how it was done. You understand? We know exactly how it was done. So I was held in the country. You understand? Just to be killed. Just to be killed. You understand? I can show you, know, Wayne, these politicians, some of these politicians in Jamaica, them treat us like garbage bag, you know. They can fool us up. They can fool we up. Show me one card and pick up when they go for election or for conference. And I'm telling you how I felt. Because at the time when I lost my visa and everything came out in the media, you understand? Yes. Everything came out in the media. I can remember that a sitting member of parliament, you understand, and government minister who is still serving to this day, drove out to St. Thomas, you know, all the way from Kingston, you know, drove out to St. Thomas and went to another Labour Party activist who called me to say such and such man is here. And he's saying that if you go out in the media, you understand, and apologize for everything you said about James Robertson, we'll allow you to get your visa back. You understand? You see the kind of thing you say how they look at us?
So them so powerful can get back our visa too?
Yeah, not to sympathize with me and my family, you know, but to say if I go out in the media and apologize and actually say that I was lying on James Robertson, I will get my visa back. But you know how God good in? You know how God good? You know how good God is? The very two men who orchestrated for me to lose my visa, JLP, members of parliament, the very two men who, you understand, set me up to lose mine, they eventually lost theirs too.
Okay.
That's how God good is. That's how good God is.
Okay.
That is how good God is too. The very same men, the two very same men who orchestrated mine to be taken away, ended up losing theirs as well. You understand? Drove out to St. Thomas, you know, just to tell me I must go in the media, go on the radio. You understand? And recount all of my story and everything I said about James Robertson. I remember being threatened with lawsuit by James Robertson, threatened by him and his lawyer with lawsuit. And when I stood up firm, I never wavered. You understand? And I'm still here. Yes. I'm still here. And sometimes people must understand, you know. If we had united in St. Thomas, we would have gotten rid of James Robertson a long, long time. You understand? We would have gotten rid of this man a long, long time. Because even before he came there, we heard of the things he did in the former constituency that he ran in Kingston and lost. We kind of hear stories from that time and know. You understand? As mentioning that way, one of the killers, you understand, in my mother's incident, you understand, was formerly a part of the, I don't know if you ever heard of the Brayton 7. You ever heard of the Brayton 7 killing?
The Brayton 7, yeah.
Seven men were killed by the police?
Yes, man, we about Brayton 7.
Yeah, man. This gentleman who was involved in my mother's killing, he was one of the shooters that night. This gentleman was also a former supporter of James Robertson from when he was running over there in St. Catherine and followed him to St.
So
Thomas.
that gentleman was a police, because the police killed himself over Britain, you know.
Yeah, man. So listen, you know, all the coincidences, you know, you have a scratch here, you know. One of
your mother killing.
suspect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Followed him was part of the crew and followed him to St. Thomas, you know, after he lost and came to St. Thomas, you know. You understand? That's that. When you look at the conspiracy and look at everything, you understand? That is just how it happened. That is everything every single thing that happened in Jamaica. And that's the thing that amazes me, is that people know. But I like to ask the Prime Minister, yeah, that's how you know it. When he was coming into power, I questioned myself and I said, I wonder who's going to be different from everybody else. I wonder if he would have been different, a different person, and approached this whole thing a different way. You understand? And I want the Prime Minister himself to know that he himself was also a victim of this man. And let me explain to you, Wayne. I don't know if you remember several years ago when something came out in the paper that the Prime Minister's life was in danger. And they had to boost security fee. This happened about 5-6 years ago.
No, I have that receipt. And then somebody come and say a lie, then make it up.
Exactly, Wayne. Yes. You remember that incident?
Yeah,
Wayne, do you know who was one of the main suspects in that incident? Do you know who was one of the main suspects? James Robertson. James Robertson was one of the main suspects in that incident. Read the newspaper. Yes. So, Mr. Prime Minister, I want you to understand something. You understand? During that time, you understand? Just put yourself in my position. During a time when your life was in danger, you understand? I remember reading the newspaper, and it said that your security was being beefed up. Mr. Prime Minister, my family didn't have that kind of resource. You understand? We didn't have an army to protect us. We didn't have a police force to protect us. All we had was ourselves. You understand? So you must feel, I'm pretty sure you can relate to our situation. You understand? You were scared once, but at least you had an army and a police force to protect you and your family. We didn't have that luxury. You understand? It was attempt after attempt after attempt, and we survived. You understand? And I'm just saying, we appeal to you now. I appeal to you as the Prime Minister, because you're not the Prime Minister for the Jamaica Labour Party. You're the Prime Minister for the whole of Jamaica. You understand? A lot of things happen in St. Thomas. People died. People still carry the pain. We need your help. And I'm asking you, Mr. Prime Minister, during this election cycle, we're begging you. It's going to send a wrong message not only to the people of Jamaica, but Jamaicans living worldwide, to know that you have a monster like this, and to see you drive out and give him a helping hand by supporting him. You understand what I'm saying? Rallying for him. You understand? It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So we are begging Mr. Prime Minister, stay away from Western St. Thomas. It's a bad look for you to come out and support this man during the election, knowing all the crimes he has committed upon us. You understand? I want to go back again, another incident, Wayne, and show you that in Jamaica, we have two Jamaica. One for the rich and powerful, and one for the rest of us. I remember in 2011, I don't know if you remember seeing an article that came out in the paper. Or better yet, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you can Google it. One of Jamaica's foremost crime fighters, let me just describe him as that, crime fighters, came out on a TVJ news report one evening. And his words were, "You can't come kill me, because we're not thief the government money. How the picking and go to school, how we eat." You understand? This incident, was a container that was held onto by this same senior superintendent at the time. You understand? Along with the RPD. You understand? They held onto a container in 2011. When I don't know the full details of exactly what happened, but I know the container went missing, and this container was directly tied to James Robertson. The container went missing. When me have my ears on the ground and me have people who tell me things, because throughout the whole fight, the reason, one of the main reasons why I survived in a way is that there were people, there was a lot of people in their own organization that was leaking information to me.
Oh.
You understand?
Oh.
Yeah, man, then when you live and live with the people, you know,
yes.
you have to know things, you know.
Yeah, of course.
You have to know things, and let me tell you what happened. I remember in 2011, right after this senior soup came out on TVJ, you understand? To make his remarks about whoever the person is and the fact that you can't come kill me if you don't want. I knew who they were talking about. You understand?
Oh.
I found out, Wayne, that the container, the contents of the container was in the 11 miles area of St. Thomas. I know the mad house where the things from the container were kept. I had full details. I know when I went back to the senior soap, you know, I took the chance even when I was under gunshot. And I went to Central Police Station at the time.
Yes.
And I went with the senior person. And I said, big boss, listen, this is where the container is hidden. This is where you can find everything that came from that container. I can even direct you to people who I know bought some things that came from that container.
Oh.
You understand? And Wayne, believe me, I report that incident. And to this day, not a single thing happened. Neither was I called back for a second meeting or a follow-up. You understand? Everything was just dead in arrival. Between 2009 and 2011, we had about 3 superintendents of police that served the parish of St. Thomas. When I'm saying this to you right now, at least 2 of them called me into a meeting and said, Mr. Johnson, listen, let me explain to you. We are doing everything. We know James Robertson is a major crime producer in the parish. We're not put him out everyone on top. He's a major crime producer. The problem we're having is every single time we write a letter to the commissioner's office to complain, that's where everything dead. As soon as we write a letter to the commissioner office outlining the crimes and the things this man has been doing, everything goes dead when it gets there. That's the situation. You understand? When out of all the things that happened during my time, I want to outline another incident that is will never leave me. I remember I was directed to meet with an assistant commissioner of police in Jamaica. You understand? I was told before I went into the meeting that this man is a good man, good loyal policeman, decent policeman. So I trusted him and I went to the meeting with this man and I outlined a few things that led up to something else so you can see. When I went to the meeting with this assistant commissioner of police, there was another police senior suit in attendance at the meeting. Somebody I knew well from St. Thomas days. I remember the assistant commissioner of police looking at me and saying, Mr. Johnson, condolences on behalf of your mother's death. I understand. I know it's a terrible thing, and we do understand. And I remember this decent, good assistant commissioner of police looked down at his desk. He didn't look in my eyes when he was making this statement. He was Mr. Johnson, and this is something until the day I die with, I need answers for. I need answers for this. I remember the assistant commissioner of police looking down on his desk. Didn't look in my eyes a minute he was saying it. He said, Mr. Johnson, the man then called me and said, you are a threat to the national security of the country. When me and you travel, we know things. The last person that was a threat to the national security in the country was Big Lord to America.
I do those things that came out, yes.
Yeah, but we never get locked up at Jamaica yet. Me never gone to Jamaica. I've never been to jail at Jamaica yet.
But you're a threat. You're turning a threat.
You understand? And the man said to me, I was a threat to the national security of the country.
What?
When I know that was leading up to something else. And me, I'll tell you again, brother, mercy of God, why I am alive right now. When I was home one day, my wife and my little daughter, and when something just come over me, you know, something just come over me that day and said, Ian, don't stay in the house tonight. When we call the driver, then the driver come to the house. I asked him to back up on the carport. When me, my daughter, and my wife hide in the back of an SRV, you know. See, CRV. We hid in the back of a CRV. We wind down the window, hid in the trunk of the CRV. And let the driver drive. We let the driver drive right through Yellow Square, make a couple circles, And we drove all the way to Arbor before we come out of the trunk of the car. You hear me tell you? Because I had a feeling that day that something wasn't right. When I left one of my workers at the house that day to stay there. And 4 o'clock the next morning, the gentleman called me and said, Bossy, a pure soldier around the house. Pure soldier around the house. I said, what do you mean? He said, soldiers around the house. The soldier that led the operation was a lieutenant. He was a lieutenant.
What?
You understand? Yeah, man, he was a lieutenant of the army that led it. He was the one that had the search warrant. When the gentleman called me to say the soldier is here, I said to him, let me talk to him. The lieutenant said to him, listen, I don't need to talk to nobody. I come to do my job. And it took him about 15 minutes to search. And then he came back out and tell the guy that he wanted to talk to me. And I remember him saying to me that if I would like to meet him somewhere in Kingston for the search warrant. I said, listen, Lieutenant, you come in and find where you look for, and I'm done with it. You're done with it, I'm done with it. When it's like 2 days after, I got a call from a well-connected police source. Well-connected police source. And the person said to me, Ian, let me say this to you right now. Any side of the bed you sleep on last night, sleep on it for the rest of your life. The man that carried the gun to put on you, the man that come for only one reason to kill you that night. And this is a well-informed person I tell about, you know. And when I should have suspected it, you know, because you know what happened? If you can find another CVM clip where the then national security minister at the time was seen
Dwight Nelson.
Dwight Nelson.
Oh.
I know you can Google that information and find it. I remember a news team wanted to interview James Robertson. You understand? I think it was at Dwight Nelson's office. And I remember Dwight Nelson embracing James and pull him into an office and turn around and look at news reporters and say, listen, the man don't want to talk to no. He don't want to talk to nobody. And he pulled him in the office. And from that day, they started to put 1 and 2 together. And wait, let me tell you something. When the military come to you, only 2 people can send the military. You hear me tell you? The National Security Minister or the Prime Minister. You understand? And I know it was directly done by them and orchestrated by James and both the National Security Minister at the time, Dwight Nelson. I'm 100% sure of that. 100% sure. I want to also mention something to you, Wade. I don't know if you remember the situation where I turned a letter over to the then Prime Minister Bruce Golding. You know how I came up. You know how that came about, Wayne? You know how that came about? I have a gentleman from St. Thomas, well-known JLP activist, very close to James Robertson also, but also very close to my family. I remember he called me one day and said, Ian, I need to talk to you. He said, Ian, I don't know how to explain, but you're going to need bigger help than us. I said, what do you mean? He said to me, I called a certain member of parliament who was once a government minister and was once in Eastern St. Thomas to say to him, listen, Ian and his mother need help. You are close friends of theirs. They need help. This minister, Wayne, confronted James Robertson in Parliament, and said, King James, it is said that you are responsible for Miss Merle's death. It is saying that all the attacks of Ian is coming from you. When the man turned to the minister and said to him, listen, he can't tell you anything when he wants to say, we must kill him. You see that letter that I told about to the Prime Minister? The same minister that he said that in Parliament called back the gentleman who called him and said, listen, tell Ian the only person you help him is Bruce Golding. And that is how I ended up to Bruce Golding with the letter, only because of what was said that day.
So Bruce said, you can tell from Bruce.
Bruce Golding at the time said he turned the letter over to the police because it was a police matter. And when I didn't buy it, and you know why I didn't buy it? This is something that the government has always used, you understand, to protect each other. Because I don't know what you mean when you said a police matter. The fact is, we all know that he's a criminal. We all know that he was guilty of the charge. If it was not for corrupt officials, you understand, in the DPP, within the DPP, you understand, James would have been charged. Les Green said it himself. We know that there was a strong case. The case was strong enough to go to court. We know that. We know that win. We know that. And it didn't happen. And I'm just like, it made me sit down sometime and think and wonder if there's any justice in Jamaica for anybody but the people in their circles. It just made me wonder sometimes. You know, you sit down in a way and you hear every day you hear on the radio, this person was turning himself at the nearest police station, you're a person of interest here and there. And to sit down here, the Deputy Commissioner of Police saying that James Robertson is a person of interest in over 30 major crimes, different from the ones that I reported on. You understand? And people all over the country have turned themselves in because of a person of interest. And despite the fact that he has been a person of interest for more than 30 crimes and can still elevate himself to become the deputy leader of a political party, a major political party in this country. It makes you scratch your head. It makes you scratch your head. You know? You have to scratch your head and wonder what kind of country we live in. You understand? It makes you have to scratch your head and wonder what kind of country we live in. You understand? It is sickening. It is sickening. And we have to do something. And all I'm saying is we need St. Thomas to unite on this one. You understand? We need to unite on this. It don't make no sense. People get up and repeat the foolishness of we're not voting for James, we're voting for Andrew. That is foolishness. That is stupidity. You understand? We know the crimes he has committed in our parish. You know the kind of things he has done. St. Thomas right now, you know, St. Thomas right now is the only parish. St. Thomas is the only parish in the whole Jamaica that can say we have a member of parliament, a representative that is not only a killer, but a thief as well. And we are the only parish, you know. We are the only parish that have a member of parliament that we can 100% say is a thief and is a murderer. We are the only parish. And you wonder to yourself, oh, we ended up that way. How did St. Thomas end up that way? James Robertson was rejected somewhere else. And we accept him and take him in. You understand? And all he has done for us is to kill us off. James has never done anything for the people. The people who gets the most from James Robertson and who is rewarded is the people who kill for him. You understand? The people who kill for him. And I want to take the next few moments to just tell you how I feel as a person.
Yes.
And to show you the sacrifices I made for my community.
Yes.
For my people.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
I remember a day there was a shootout in the vicinity of the Yellows Primary School, a big shootout between the police and several gunmen. I turned up on the scene a few minutes after the shooting took place. And I remember seeing an inspector of police, very good man. Inspector Broadbell, very good man. To this day, Inspector Broadbell, if you're listening to this and you hear this is the first time I'm saying this to you. I remember Inspector Broadbell, this is almost 20 years ago, and I still remember this thing to the day. I remember Inspector Broadbell taking out a kerchief out of his pocket, a white kerchief, and he was wiping his eyes. I remember him saying, boy, look how I could go back to my house tonight. Look how I left and come up today and almost didn't go back home. I remember the way I started watching a grown man cry. And it touched me. It really touched me.
Oh.
I left the scene a few minutes after. And when I left the scene a few minutes after, I got a call from, at the time, James Robertson hitman. This was the same guy who I mentioned that killed Ian Jota Furtado, the same guy that killed him. I remember this guy called me, and he said to me, he knew me have a lot of police link and police contacts. He wanted me to call to see where exactly the police were and to find out if they were coming towards the Hampstead district side, because that's a community that was close to the Yellows Primary School. You understand? And I remember the guy saying to me, this guy said to me that if the police ever go in that direction, it's going to be another shootout because they're there and they're going to ambush the police. You know, so as a St. Thomas man, you know, you understand? I show you how I stand up with my people and how I put my life on the line. I'm going to tell you several instances how I put my life on the line. This same James Robertson writer, you know, and shooter, you know, called me to ask me that and tell me if the police them go up there, they must shoot them. It's going to be an ambush. I remember calling a specific detective of police I knew at the time. And I said, listen, look here. Do not let the police them go in this area because the men are here in this specific area waiting for you to show up. Where they don't say it's certain way that the police detective I called at the time was in the police car and had the phone and speaker. And another police was in the car and hear everything what me saying. And call one of the killer them and tell them, say, Ian, just call the police and I tell the police what it is. I remember Dan from the area called me and say, Ian, the area just a while ago, I never know say you're informer. But you know the thing is, you know the thing where I would have said to him, and I wanted to say to him, the where we come from St. Thomas, you know. And I know this man, Detective Broadwell, well. I know Inspector Broadwell. I know this man well. All the police that was on the scene are people who me talk to, grew up with and know well. You understand? And there's no way would I allow them to kill them all. So if you don't come kill me, when come kill me, because we don't do it already. You understand? Me stand up for my people. I remember another incident, you know, when I remember another incident where another one of James Robertson right hand. You understand? Link up, you know, with another JLP activist from the Seaford community. You understand? When there was a gentleman at the time who was operating a business, and him also do a sideline thing as a bailiff in the parish. He was a bailiff in the parish. I remember James Robertson right hand man coming to my supermarket today. And when the man outlined what they had planned to happen in the next 4 hours, when I could not believe. They are the killer. The killer was from Kingston. The actual killer was from Kingston. He was already in the area. You understand? And it's the mercy of God why this man even mentioned it to me. And he said to me that they're gonna kill the guy and take away his license for him that night. And when they take out 50,000 in my supermarket, you know, I took $15,000 from out of the office and put $15,000 in his hand and said, listen, this man not going to die tonight. You ever see a man tell you something, Wayne, and then wish him never tell you?
Yes.
That's exactly what happened that day. It's like he wanted to give me the money back because the gun was more valuable than the 15,000 that I gave him. But he just didn't know if it was. And when I watch this man, I'm looking at his face, and I know that he wants to give me the money back. You understand? But he just couldn't do it. And believe me, be proud of myself for what me do. Because you know what happened? This same gentleman right now is serving in the St. Thomas division as a low police officer. And he's doing a very good job. I saw we look out for each other. Before James Jefferson came there. You understand, Wayne? And to this day, Wayne, I've never said a single word to this man. Believe me, Wayne.
Yes.
This police officer, I have never said a single word to him.
So
this man was 4 hours away.
Let me say something to you. So him would have been the potential killer, but I'm in the police now.
No. The gentleman like who I paid to see it.
Oh, him a police now.
You understand?
Oh,
he is now a police officer still serving in the St. Thomas area.
Oh, great.
So I'm saying to you now, I have never spoken to this man before. I'm outlining all this to make people know. Before James Jefferson came, this is the thing we do to each other. We look out for each other. We're in a community, a loving community. We look out for each other. We make sacrifices for each other. You understand? We make sacrifices for each other. This is the kind of thing this man come in and divide. All these crimes we are talking about, Wayne, are people that I know well, people that used to work for me, people used to be around me. I have never given any single one of them a gun and asked them to go commit a crime for me. You hear me tell them? Not a single time. Never, ever. Not a single one of them. You understand? And it just amazed me as to how this man could come in and divide and destroy the community the way he has done. You understand? And when touching back here, I must say this to you, you would not believe.
Yes.
I need Inspector Broadwell and the rest of the team, the police team, that was at that shootout, that was involved in that shootout.
Yes.
When I swear, if I hadn't said this now, people would still not know. Do you know who was one of the shooters and one of the guys that was involved in the shooting to the police that day? Would you believe? This was a very young Marlon Duppyfield Perry. You hear me tell you? The same Marlon Duppyfield Perry that eventually killed two police in another incident.
Yes, yes.
That day, when I saved Inspector Broadbent and his team of men and made that call and put my life in danger, one of the young shooters that day was Marlon Duppyfield Perry, who would then move on to become one of Jamaica's most wanted men. You understand? Yes, man. And this is something I have never mentioned to the inspector or anybody in his team. Put my life on the line. You know, this guy, a lot of people in St. Thomas will ask the question, you know, and we're speculating how you and Treasure even get to this situation. And more the people at St. Thomas to know exactly how and why it ended up like this. When I remember an incident where Treasure came to my house. And when he came to my house, he said he basically wanted to ask me about a gate that was being built by a welder in the community. You understand? I remember Treasure asking me how much do I think the gate was cost and it would cost to buy the material and everything. And when I outlined everything to him, I said to him, listen, I don't think the gentleman is overcharging you, you know. But if he did, the fact that you like the gate, I think he might have overcharged you by about 5,000 or so. Which should make a difference since you like the gate. You ever tell somebody something, but no, that's not the answer they wanted. They listen to you, but that's not the answer. I could look at his face and know that's not the answer he wanted. Anyway, Treasure left my house that day and then he called me back 3 days after to say it's urgent, he need to talk to me. When I met up with Treasure a second time, and this time, this is when I really know that this man is real pure evil. When would you is I'm saying to me, if I heard about a murder that took place on the Prospect Main Road 2 days before, I did hear of the incident, didn't pay it much thought, didn't give it much thought, but I did remember the incident. When me hear the man look on me and tell me, Wayne, say, listen, that is the same welder. He said, what do you mean it's the same welder? Because the man taking all the money and bill it, you know. Every last dime that went into the gate came from the welder's pocket. All you had to do was pay him the $105,000 for the gate. That's all you had to do. Treasure ended up paying somebody $15,000. Listen here, Wayne. Ended up paying $15,000 for somebody to kill the gentleman, not just so not to pay him for the gate he wouldn't for. Wayne, what touched me about the incident there, you know, is the welder. The welder was originally from Kingston. And is a man that it seems as if was involved in wrongdoing. He wanted to change his life, so he moved to St. Thomas with his young son and his baby mother. And when the man Craig did that to the gentleman, it hurt me. It hurt me. I remember saying to a police detective that, listen, we're not going to give the family justice. The man never deserved this. In taking money, what happened to him, baby mother and his son right now? The man taking last dime and building this gate, you understand, and Treasure all the man and decided to kill him before paying him. And believe me, Wayne, within 2 hours after I mentioned that fact, Treasure could call somebody very close to me to say, listen, everything that he had told the police, they hear back everything. You hear me? I tell you, within 2 hours.
St. Thomas police, man.
St. Thomas police, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Wayne, within 2 hours, Treasure could call me back. Treasure could call me back in 2 hours, you know. Wayne, to this day, Treasure has never said a word to me more than the fact that he wanted me to know that he knew what I did. You understand? But he has never said a single word. He has never said a single word to me. More than the fact that he called the gentleman to say, listen, tell Ian that I know what he did. So ever since that, we never had a friendship. I realized that people like these don't need to be around. You understand? People like this don't need to be around.
When you think about it, you know, when we think about this thing, you know, people, when you have politician and you have police and them so corrupt, my fight against both, you know, corrupted politician, corrupted police, I don't care a damn. Anything them do, you know, you give them 100-fold, anything. And it's good when you are citizens of your next country. So you see, little that police, them would just dip them out one, you know. Yeah? And anything with them, hey, continue talk, you better continue talk.
Yeah,
can you see them? All right. Yeah, man. Continue that, brother.
And when people even ask me, and I said,
Yes.
Ian, how can so many things happen to you? And the then commissioner of police, Owen Ellington, is innocent of all that. And you know, I want to let me explain until how I feel. I think the police commissioner at that time was torn between loyalty to his bosses, which is the politicians, as you know.
Him get job, by the way. Him done on the bus place. I walk up and down with the old bus now. Yeah, but
yes, I heard.
Me see.
But
yes.
If anyone should ask me, and honestly, I have no proof that he himself wanted me to be killed. I have no proof of that. But what I can say to you, I think he was walking a tightrope. You understand? And for a lot of reasons, I believe, you understand, that he had to follow his masters. I can't say at this time. I have no proof to that. And I am the kind of person, if I have no proof to something, I'm not just going to say. I have no proof that he himself wanted me dead. I can't prove that, and I'm not willing to say that. You understand? So it is a lot of corruption there. You know, it's been a terrible time. It was a terrible time. And my thing is, more than anything else, is we need to join together this election. You understand? We need to join together. We need to support each other. You understand? In St. Thomas right now, we have a good candidate. We have a good candidate running in the Western St. Thomas division.
And Eastern, two good candidates.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Listen. Let me say something to you. Let me say something to you.
Yes.
Roshaw, without a doubt, is a champion.
Okay.
And when I can tell you this, the people of St. Thomas tend to sometimes judge her and said them said things she don't have a behavior. But let me tell you the kind of person I know, the person that lady is. That lady is she believes in loyalty. She takes loyalty serious. Roshaw, I can tell you right now, is one of the poorest politicians in the whole entire Jamaica. And she isn't poor by choice. Let me tell you the kind of person this lady is. Roshaw will take her last dime and feed someone before she feed herself.
Whoa.
You hear me, I said to you?
Them people want,
take
man.
her last dime.
Yes.
I know the lady.
Wow.
You understand? So when she go out her way and give somebody her last, and they get turned on and stab her, she take it personal. You understand? I myself would say to her, Rose, don't make nobody dry out. But I'm telling you, when me I go through my trial and tribulation at Jamaica, the lady just stand up with me. You hear me, I tell you? She never cussed me and say, go on about your business, your own live right. That lady stood up with me.
Oh.
You understand?
So what happened to the Western candidate? No, was that Demia Williams.
Yeah, and let me tell you about Ryan right now. Ryan, yes. I can tell the voters in Western St. Thomas that Ryan, I know the man. Ryan's door will always be open for each and every single one of us, 24/7. That's the kind of person this man is. You understand? They talk to Ryan, you know. Ryan said, Ian, one of the first things I want to set up. You understand? When I win this election, one of the first things I want to do. You understand? I am going to work directly with both the Labour Party supporters, you understand, along with my people. Ryan wants to set up a...
Let me ask you something. So you what happened to him from the other day when them punch and wheel and go over him yard? You hear these things?
Yeah, man. They see that guy, the gentleman, they are accused of that. He was there from I was there. It's somebody I know very, very well.
Oh.
He's an agitator. He himself is not a killer. He's an agitator. He's the kind of person that will go around and organize things to be done. You understand? To get things done. He's that kind of person. And he's very much capable of what they accused him of that day, of trying to jump in the man's yard and throw things in car. That is something that I know. You understand that he will do. It's somebody I know very well.
Yes,
very well. You understand? I want to take this opportunity also, you understand, for the St. Thomas police to keep a very close eye on another activist that James Robertson have in the 11 miles 11 miles area. You understand? This guy, Shrimpy is a dangerous person. Shrimpy was in jail up to a couple of days ago. And was bailed for only one reason, to fight the election for his master and boss. Yeah, man. So they asked the St. Thomas police to keep a very close eye on Shrimpy. Keep a very close eye. Right now, I would have him. You understand? I would have him as the main troublemaker. You understand? Anything that MP needs to get done right now, Shrimpy would be the man right now. I mean, I ask the police to keep a very close eye on him during this election. You understand? Shrimpy. He has used Shrimpy, man. Police need to keep a very close eye on Shrimpy. If you can contain people like Shrimpy, the people of St. Thomas can vote without fear.
But nobody must fear no one man and way him feel, you know. I'm not iron, you know. No man no be without iron. Say nobody must fear no one guy. No one guy. Any is that me believe in Moses Land get fall. Him fi go to man. And the police them better go for him too, you know. Yeah? Yeah, man, them fi go for him, man. If any police will get trouble out to them, go for them. Yeah.
Dangerous guy.
You understand?
Yeah, man. We know them, you know. We know every single one. And when for the rest of the time during the election, I make sure calling for your show. Because listen, you know, man.
Anything where you know, call me. You feel free and call me. Anytime. Yes.
Yeah, man. We have to work together because we must have one common goal.
Yes. I bet I Jamaica.
The party will not.
Yes.
Yeah, man. The party will not do it, and we have to do it. And I'm asking the Prime Minister again. I'm appealing to you, sir. You understand? It is going to be a bad look for you to know the kind of person James Robertson is.
Let me say something to you. Yeah. Before we even, you know, get done, finish up to the nitty-gritty. St. Thomas was a nice place. And Grand Spain never bad. Yeah. No way, a matter of fact, no way out there. So yellow no way. Just a nice place. No badness, nothing at all. We just change up the place all of a sudden over time like this. St. Thomas was a good place, you know. When you go back to that St. Thomas, time, they're going to think about Duppy. We are back another time because people love to tell about Duppy and Obia. St. Thomas was a good place. Oh, it does get out and like this. Politician.
Let me prove to you, you know. Let me prove to you, you know. And I want the Prime Minister to hear this, you know. I want to hear this, you know. I want the Prime Minister, because like I said, Mr. Prime Minister, you're the Prime Minister not only for the jail people, but you're the Prime Minister of everybody in the country. There were 3 million of us. And I want to say this to you. The party in the past, you understand, has dumped a lot of garbage in St. Thomas. They are telling straight up. The Jamaica Labour Party over the years have been dumping a lot of politicians I call garbage in our parish.
That's true.
I want to remind the people of Eastern St. Thomas about a candidate who the JLP has sent there several years ago. 4 people were shot and killed during the very short time this man was representing the JLP in Eastern St. Thomas. Fenton Ferguson, I can tell you. You understand? Lady coming from church with a young nephew. Both of them were shot and killed. Whoa. You understand? A young popular taxi driver was shot and killed. Another PMP activist shot and killed. And all this happened under one JLP MP caretaker. You understand? One single MP caretaker. Now come to Western St. Thomas and James Robertson. Anthony Hilton served us well. Not a single killing. You understand? Fenton Ferguson was in the East. Not a single killing. Let them name one. Dorothy Lightburn came there for the JLP. Not a single killing. Understand? There are so many politicians that has come and gone.
Yes.
And James Robertson is the one that carried everything that is stainful, distasteful to the parish. James Robertson.
Yes.
You understand? So it goes to show. It goes to show that he's a problem. He is a problem. There have been many people who have come and gone. I will never have this situation until this man come here.
Yeah, let me just play something. Let me play something with Let's Green, and this time same get. Remember, let's read out this. Remember, play this. This is coming on the paper. Hold on. Let's Green. Let's. Cause you know, I'm going to talk, I'm like drop them thing, you know. Yes.
Yeah,
all right. Hear this. Hear this. Just hear this. It coming up. I mean,
this is the way the Jamaica, when you say way the Jamaica, yeah?
Yes.
To Miami Herald this. Let's Green respond to DPP assertion regarding Miami Herald report. And this was Friday, August, then 2016. Okay. All right, Let's Green. Okay, remember see this? Okay. Controversy over allegation made in the Miami Herald newspaper report last week over the role of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution in relation to the possible prosecution of a Jamaican politician appears to be deepening. Les Green, former Assistant Commissioner of Police who made the allegation in the newspaper interview, has responded to the statement issued on Tuesday by Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, check 5. See? Okay. He has thrown the issue back in her court by saying he remained willing to assist with the matter. The former Assistant Commissioner claimed that there was enough evidence to link the politician to the conspiracy to commit 2 murders, but said he was never arrested based on advice from DPP. See? Mr. 5 and choose the question why Mr. Green did not effect an arrest if he felt he had enough evidence. However, the former Assistant Commissioner in his response said the investigation was linked directly to a number of other cases before the court being handled by the DPP. Not all handled. Sit there, right? Listen. Right? Mr. Green said comprehensive strategy was needed to link all the prosecution, which were already before 3 different court jurisdictions. You can see it? I want to read it to you. He has also labeled as incorrect the assertion from DPP that witness A could not be located and that witness B was outside Jamaica jurisdiction and his whereabouts unknown. Mr. Green charged that when witness A was told by the National Security Ministry that he would not be protected, he relocated from his own protection but was still in touch. He said witness A was denied despite an offer of protection from other country. According to him, witness B was always within reach and always state an intent to give evidence once witness protection was provided. Mr. Green also said in the National Security Ministry, which is responsible for witness protection and not investigators. Ms. Streck 5, in her statement on Tuesday, indicated that Mr. Green may have had a lapse of memory, but the former Assistant Commissioner said he is speaking from written records and has no memory problem. He also claimed that he provided DPP with additional evidence she asked for just before he left Jamaica in July 2012. According to Mr. Green, he preserved to the end, even though he believed the event of December 2011 had already brought an end to an effective prosecution because the witnesses were not given protection. Wow. Mr. Green also spoken about the circumstances surrounding the end of his employment with the Jamaica Constabulary Force in 2011. He said the last-minute decision to cancel his contract came as a complete surprise despite the extension being fully supported by the Commissioner of Police. According to Mr. Green, he was immediately offered a contract by the new Minister of National Security, following a change of administration as a result of the December 11 general election. He said, however, that by then, the damage had already been done and he left Jamaica 6 months later.
Right. So you left Jamaica.
About politician, so, okay.
You can ask a question. When them say witness A, who them attack and witness B, yes, sir. You can identify anything with this where Mr. Green talk about?
Yes, man. Witness A actually was the same person who was being attacked, in the Princess Margaret Hospital. He was the person they were trying to kill at the Princess Margaret Hospital. That's witness A. Witness B would have been myself, would have been me.
Oh.
So witness A was actually the person who the gunmen were trying to kill that night at the Princess Margaret Hospital. As a matter of fact, when I was the person who called the Martby police station to say that they should move this man immediately. You understand? I actually had him moved 15 minutes before the gunman invaded the hospital. You understand? He was moved by the Martby police 15 minutes before the gunmen showed up. And I was the one who called the Martby police station. Because like I said in a way, despite all the things that they were doing, there was people within their organization that knew it was wrong. So a lot of things that I found out from people right next to them, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes.
You understand? And I'm gonna give you a perfect example of that. And let me give you a perfect example and you see how things happen sometimes you have a question on other things in life. 3 days after my mother was killed, 3 days after my mother was shot and killed.
Yes.
Treasure called me and said he wanted to talk to me. Treasure came to my house that afternoon. I never forget the afternoon. Came to my house that afternoon. And I remember him asking me, what did I think happened? Who would even do such a thing? Listen to me, you know. This is the same man, you know, that organized every single thing, you know, to have my mother killed, you know. James Robertson sanctioned it, but Treasure was the man who organized everything. Now listen, you know, Treasure came and asked me that day, what did I think happened? He came basically ready to feel me out to see if I had a clue. Because remember, you know, him and the man behind it, you know. So he come to basically find out if I had any idea as to what happened. And honestly, Wayne, at the time, I never have a clue. You can imagine the man is slung in my living room where the man organized my mother death, and I didn't know at the time. Wayne, how do you think I found out the whole story and everything that happened? Wayne, would you believe, you know, listen to me carefully, you know?
Yes, sir.
The same gentleman who Treasure used to kill the welder called me 8 o'clock one evening and said, Ian, I'm coming to your house right now. You need to turn off every light in your yard, turn off the light at the gate. I'm going to reach you in 15 minutes. When the gentleman reached my gate, I let him press the opener and let this guy in. And he drove to the back of my house, all the way to the back of my house, so nobody could see him. And when the man and I finished talking, when I could move, when I hear me tell you, I could move. The man said, Ian, I was there. I saw Randy, which was the guy that I said follow James Robertson from over St. Catherine. I saw Randy came. I saw when Randy collected the gun. I was there and I saw every single thing. You can imagine? You understand? Everybody is redeemable in life when I say that. Because when that incident happened, it made me question a lot of things about life. Because listen, you know, the very same man would carry out a murder for him, and the very same man that came and tell me that Treasure was the mastermind behind everything. Treasure was in my house 3 days before after asking me about what did I think, and I did not have a slight clue that he was the one that masterminded everything. Never even have a clue. So the same person, you know, the very same person that he used to carry out a murder for him is the very same person who actually told me that is the person that first outlined to me and let me know everything that took place. I wouldn't have a clue. You understand? James Robertson sanctioned the whole thing and gave it okay and knew everything before it happened and after it happened. Every single thing. You understand? And when my story is so much more than this. Because the very next day, Wayne, this is something I want to make sure you're aware of.
Yes.
Wayne, the very next day after the shooting took place at my house, James Robertson came to my house. Listen to me, you know. James Robertson came to my house the next day. And I remember seeing him looking all over the place to see where the bullets went, and he was inspecting bullet fragments and, like, you know, he came as an investigator that day. James Robertson came to my house as an investigator that day. And he was looking around to see where bullets were struck and all that kind of stuff. You understand? I remember two things from that day. Before James Robertson left my house, James Robertson walked out in the yard and called me and said, I need to talk to you. When I remember walking out and standing right next to James Robertson, and James Robertson said to me, Ian, do you recall the day when me and you and Petrol was in Yellow Square and Petrol verbally assaulted me and tell me everything from my mother go straight down? I said, yes, I remember. And believe me, Wayne, and on my life, I would never lie to you. When the man look at me, wink him eye, and said to me, say, I walk to Petrol now. And just walk, leave me standing in the middle of me without even looking back. So the man basically tell me in a way, said, listen, I killed Petrol, what can you do about it? I know that you have been reporting to the media and tell everybody everything, but what can you do about it? There's nothing that can be done about it. The man looked at me and winked him eye and said, what happened to Petrol now? And just walk away. Did you hear me tell that? Just walk away. And that is the day when, that is the day when me decided and know that the devil is a laborite. Yeah, tell you, brother, the devil is a laborite. I'm telling you. James Robertson is the devil in himself. I swear to God, this man is the devil. You hear me? I tell you? So he's admitting to me that he's him killed Petrol, and so what? What am I going to do about it? You see the kind of thing? Them take me visa, then take my wife visa, then take my child visa. These are the things, and then turn around with his next partner. His next partner in crime. You never see them without them one another. Never see one without the other. And they go tell me, so we must go into the media and recount all of my story. You understand? This is the kind of system we're in. The man, they will look out for each other. They would never let down each other. They would never let down each other. Remember me telling that. Never. You understand? No. And just look at what happened. Look at what is happening. This man, you know, despite all his crimes, everything we know that he has done, the party would never abandon him. They would never abandon him. But you know what me feel? You know what me feel when? If you decide to stand by him and don't abandon him, when the ship is sink, the whole of them sink with it. Every one of them must sink with the ship. You understand? If you're not willing to stand up with him, you understand? The whole of them sink with him. That is all I think. Sink with him.
Because somebody right said the place different without you and Miss Merle. Your mom named Miss Merle.
Yes, and
so somebody else right say yes, you're right and think yes. Yeah. I'm saying the place different without you and Miss Merle.
Yeah, let me say this to you, man. My mother was a champion, man. You see, at the time, Deputy Commissioner of Police, the time, Glenford, Zippy Heights. I remember when that man first came to St. Thomas as an inspector. My mother treated that man so well. You understand? Yeah. Treated that man so good. I remember everything. I remember how kind she was to him. You understand? You listen to me, you know, I remember how kind she was to him. And this was several years later. This is the same Deputy Commissioner's office that I sat in. And this is the same person who told me, you understand, that they have 30 major crimes committed by this man. You understand? And I really want to say to former Deputy Commissioner of Police, Glenford Hines, Mr. Hines, I remember every kindness Miss Murray used to show you when you were in St. Thomas. I remember every single kindness she used to show you. And all I'm saying, what I would say now is, you know something. You know something. You understand? You can repay her in debt by just saying what you know. You understand? Just saying, just doing good, just this one time. You know the kind of person this man is. You
Somebody
understand?
just
Yeah, all the kindness she showed you.
Yes.
You understand? Say something. Say something. You know, let me say this to you. You see, there's two politicians.
Yes.
There's two politicians because, like me tell them, they come from a long line of labor, right?
Yes.
There's two politicians that you could never tell my mother nothing about. Them two men can't rank for nothing.
Yes.
Bruce Golden and Carl Samuda. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with these two men. But my mother loved them two politicians to death. You understand? And you want to use this opportunity. You know, former Prime Minister Bruce Golden, Mr. Carl Samuda, this lady saw you guys as her, you understand, idols. You're idols. And believe me, you understand? Sometimes in life, you know, the people who we idolize the most, they're not the ones sometimes that really come to our rescue. You understand? That is just life is. But the fact that she loved and respected both you men so much, both of you so much, I'm just asking, say something. You understand? Say something. You understand? There's 49 of you guys in Parliament. 49. And you cannot tell me that within these 49 men, there's not a single man that is decent enough to come out and say what this man has done is wrong. You understand? Not a single person can come out and say that. That is what we can't understand. Because when I'm telling you, I'm not here to put down the Jamaican Labour Party and describe them and put them, because within the party there's a lot of good men. You understand? I remember since I left Jamaica, I remember going to a Jamaican restaurant here, and I saw Mr. Chuck for the first time. And I went up and I introduced myself to him. I said, Mr. Chuck, how you doing? And he said, everything is good, young man. And I said, you know, I am the gentleman Ian Johnson that was in that whole incident to James Robertson. And I remember Mr. Chuck, you understand? All he did was he shook his head. He shook his head and he looked at me and he shook his head. He couldn't even answer. He shook his head, And I went, you know, when I talked to that man, that he shook his hand. Me know a good person, me see a good person. I believe you to be a good person, Mr. Chuck. You understand? Say something. Say something. I believe you to be a good person. Just say something. You understand? There's no way that 49 people can sit on your side of the aisle and feel comfortable sitting next to a criminal like this. You understand? Somebody need to say something. You're saying to me there's not one single man among you guys that is brave enough? No, man. We don't need to do it for God and country. Do it for God and country, man. This thing is wrong. You understand? For how long we now sit down? It's like we always describe James Robertson. I'm going to tell Mr. I need the Prime Minister to know this. James Robertson, you have two aisles in Parliament. You understand? On the JLP side. You understand? On the JLP side. This is the only way I'm best to describe it. On the JLP side, it's like there's a bucket of stale urine sitting over there. You understand? The Prime Minister needs to empty that bucket. Clean that bucket. And let's just move on and forget all of this. You understand? What is happening is every single time James Robertson name comes up, it's like the JLP try to use Febreze spray to mask the scent. You can't mask the scent anymore, you know. There's no way you can mask the scent, because every time you try to do that, it's going to come back up. As long as James Robertson is sitting amongst you guys, it's going to come back up. That smell will always rise. You just can't hide. And the only way to get rid of this finally and just done and move on is to just get rid of this man. Stop supporting him. This election, not a single colleague should come to Western St. Thomas to support this man. You understand? It's going to send the wrong message.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask a question. You have a young man when them called Burrow from the Grand Spain. Him did have some license for do some mining, sand mining. But now them lock him up. We did some interview with them, you know, with some other people. Come here, some things are going on. And you have a judge out the side, they would have a son and they want to take with that. But he used to run the same MP, but him draw away himself. You know, in their jail, in their prison, we find some things where they might try to put some things for the youth there, you know. You know, some police, some other people. You know that youth there?
Yeah, I know him very well. I know him very well. His mother and I were very good friends. I know him very well. Very, very well. I've been hearing some stories. It's not nothing I can confirm, but I've been hearing some stories here and there about things. Not sure what the circumstances are, but it's somebody I know very well. You understand? It was never a person who was a James Robertson person per se.
Yeah.
He was just a supporter, but not somebody who was close to him.
Yeah. So
our name I never heard called in anything to do with James Robertson, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, I know him well, but he's not tied to James Robertson. You understand? Somebody I know well. I know he's locked up now, and I can have some details.
But I want some things, and the police talk to me because they have a little thing up there, and then you know, them have some ganja thing. They want to take with that from him, and them have him think on it, and them try all kind of things and knock him up. And your politician behind it, the judge behind it, our son. Where and remember judge, remember we know you think we have a file for your son too, you know, remember I'm not good enough. And you are judging him, you have to come out of this, you know. This is not for you know. We're down there, we're gonna make someone get picked out of this. Because we don't know real judge and them thing there, you know. Think we don't know about, you know, make us start missing. Yeah? Alright. Some of you know what so. Wanna do this, you know, I get 100 folk. Bigger, remember you have bigger laws out them time, you come pick on up. And make sure go into the ears you won't forget, you know. But I don't know, man. If we stop this now, man, Jamaica have to change, you know. Too corrupted, man. And one party can't corrupt it, so brother. You cannot run a party. We're supposed to make Jamaica better, but the party move like it's a criminal organization. People for tell them the truth, man. Run them, man. Them are not politicians, man. Them are criminals, man. You understand? Yes, man.
Yeah, man. You see, Wayne, right now, one of the things I would like, you know, to remind the police officers serving across St. Thomas, I want to remind them, there's a lot of police officers whose career has been destroyed by James Robertson. That's something I have doubts about. It's something we know as a fact. A lot of police career in St. Thomas has been destroyed by this man. You understand? I want to remind the nurses when you go to the ballot box in this election. You understand? The fact that James Robertson was the man behind the attack on the very institution you worked. You understand? The Princess Margaret Hospital. James Robertson is responsible for that. He sanctioned it. It was okay by him. You understand? So when you go to the ballot box this election, remember that. The police must remember, you understand, that James Robertson was also the man that came and rescued a known criminal from them. You understand? We know that James Robertson was running a criminal organization in St. Thomas. We know that as a fact. You understand? And when you're telling you, them say crime not pay in Jamaica, but crime pay, you know? Crime pay in Jamaica, so tell. And you're going to tell you how crime pay. Fred Job and Ramesh Rick Simpson, the same guy that James came and rescued from the police. Them two man here, you know, achieved a grade 1 license. Through James Robertson, you know. Through James Robertson, a grade 1 license when several contractors in Jamaica, we have worked for years, never attained that level. You understand what I'm saying? Crime paid. Crime paid. Treasure has received millions of dollars worth of job. You understand? As reward for everything he had done to me, that was his reward. So crime paid. James Robertson make sure the crime paid. You understand? That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing this man do. Explain to me now, Wayne. Explain to me now. Let me explain to you. I'll show you how corrupt the system is. Let me show you how corrupt the system is now. There was a farmer, Eastern St. Thomas. caretaker who, after he lost the last election, where he tried to represent the GLP, he lost that election. He was sent to the FLA. Listen to me carefully and follow me now. He was sent to the FLA. You understand? And he worked at the FLA for some time. Listen to this now. How you think Treasure get its firearm license? Despite the fact that we know Treasure are criminal, despite the fact that Treasure was one of the very first scammers I know in Jamaica. When people talk about scamming, Treasure scam, credit card scam from way back when. You understand? Treasure was locked up for the jewelry store robbery downtown. Treasure is just plain straight criminal. We all know Treasure criminal. Without a doubt. Criminal. No. Explain. I'm gonna like the Prime Minister to really explain. I'm gonna like the police them in Jamaica to look and to prove whether I'm telling the truth or not. You understand? Because I'm going off what Treasure said. Treasure has said from his own mouth that he paid more than $1.5 million to a representative from FLA, to a former Jamaican Labour Party Minister of National Security, and that's how he got his firearm. No, we can't say anything to you or anybody, Wayne. What we would like to do to see how a criminal come by a licensed firearm is to look to see if, in fact, a former Jamaican Labour Party Minister of National Security granted this license. You understand? I want an investigation to be done as to how Treasure could come by a firearm license with his criminal record. And if when it's a corruption in Jamaica, corruption ripe in Jamaica. Explain how that happened. Explain to me how that happened.
Same thing with the politics.
With his record, with his record, how did that happen? Corruption ripe in Jamaica, man. I didn't want to say this, but sometimes I wonder if the Labour Party reward people for bad things. It makes me wonder. Because how did this happen? People know. Nobody asks the question, how did this happen? How did this happen? There's so many questions that needs to be asked. And we now get the answer. I don't even know if we'll get the answer for it. You understand? Teachers across the parish, Western St. Thomas. You understand? Don't make nobody fool you. Police, nurses, don't make nobody fool you now. You understand? St. Thomas produce, Wayne, you should know that. St. Thomas produce the most gravel and stone.
Of course.
St.
Most
Thomas,
aggregate.
St. Thomas,
of course.
Yeah, man, aggregate.
Produce
St.
water.
Thomas produce the most
Produce
aggregate.
Yes.
Listen, Western St. Thomas to be specific, produce the most aggregate. We build the most road in Jamaica.
True.
You understand? And yet still, St. Thomas is the last parish to get good road. Are we supposed to say thanks? Thanks to James Robertson for what? We supposed to say thanks? St. Thomas, right now, Western St. Thomas, we send the most water through the hills to St. Andrew and Kingston. And enough people at St. Thomas right now have water. Are we supposed to say thanks? Thanks James Robertson for what? What are we supposed to be thankful for? What are we supposed to be thankful for? You come and you kill. You understand? You have done nothing. What are we supposed to be thankful for? We give away water, we give away gravel and stone and build everywhere else, and we're the last to get anything. Are we supposed to say thanks? We always have a habit of confusing what was due to us for progress. That is not progress.
There is no progress there.
That is not progress. That is not progress.
That is lie and generalship again, you know. There is no progress to make.
When you look at teachers right across Jamaica, you know, see the trend. Teachers are dropped down dead all over Jamaica. You know what the problem? Every single time a poor teacher take up them book and looking at their blood pressure go up and kill them. You know, so teacher then?
Yes, man.
Every time they're looking at their book and seeing their blood pressure go up and then they strap down then.
Yes.
You understand? No, man, we need some change, man. We need some change. We really need some change. And like I said, Wayne, we not try to bash nobody. There's good politicians on both sides.
Yes.
You understand? The GLP itself have some very, very good, fine people.
Yes.
But we just can't understand why these people, you know, good people. You understand? You have some politicians ever hear the name called them yet. Good people.
Yes.
But I don't know what is it, why them just cannot come out and just rid themselves of people like James Robertson once and for all. The man is a stain, not only on your party, but on the country itself.
Mm-hmm.
The man is a stain on the parish, the party, and the country. And we alone are trying to get rid of him. We have to do our best. We need all hands on deck. When you make a personal appeal.
Yes.
Mr. Crawford, roll up the Zion train, come and St. Thomas way. We want help. We need help. The problem with James and people keep thinking in a way that the party for years, the PNP for years, and I blame them for this. For years, the PNP has never given Western St. Thomas the kind of money and support they need to beat James Robertson. They have never given us enough support and enough money to beat James Robertson. And that is the only reason why James Robertson is there. No other reason. The party, for some reason, believe James' seat is a sure seat. You understand? So then give up on us before the game, before the election even start. They give up on us in every single election cycle. We watch it. The PNP has never given us the kind of support we need to get rid of James Robertson.
So in other words, them up there, so with the JLP though, when them come in the parish, them take it and turn it in a garrison. Like what I say happening in Portland, no. Come here, say people in East Portland, in some place, I go look on it. The mayor go around and send people and you get the police to do the job.
But you know, see,
yeah.
Portland is
in a West Portland, man from Tivoli down there. Tivoli they at West Portland. The guy with them called Tivoli. And we can call out several names when I come from there, who come from Mobile, who come from Spanish Town, who come from Tivoli, over Portland. Me know, hey, remember, you know, now you on the move, remember, we have a go flyer eagle. Them parish there, I'm a family parish, you know, St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary. I can tell you if you know that, yes. Yes. So now you want to go on the parish, you have to know. Now I want to move. So, I remember, me tell them before, she was someone that will in Wilderness, very influential, but we are going to post you about now. People have to wake up and them want good representative, not some guy where can bike and talk one bag of bull crap and then, you know, 5 grand or 10 grand and go on this. That to stop. We need the place to get up now. Them kind of politics have to stop, man. No guy don't come face every 5 years and do this here. Them to go away, man.
When Hubert Ryan Williams is a very good man. You understand?
Me hear, man. Me hear both of them, yes.
No, let me tell you something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. For the very first time in many years, St. Thomas finally have 2 people.
Yes.
Who were born in St. Thomas.
Yes.
Who was raised in St. Thomas. And who will be buried in St. Thomas. And we must support them. They are our people.
Sure.
Rosha.
Sure.
And Ryan are our people.
Yes.
You understand? You know one thing that is remarkable about St. Thomas?
Yes.
And from your little boy, I come up and know that, you know.
Yes.
When St. Thomas is one of the only parish that accept strangers way before they accept them out.
Yes.
St. Thomas people have a tendency to embrace everybody else except their own
because
people.
You don't know we just said look about it, right? Because Pernell Charles came there.
Yeah, tell that.
And Pernell Charles have much land. I see so much go down there and the daughter said, well, may I defend this? I mean, see the title for the land. Mrs. said $1,000 for 1,500 acres. When he was a minister, so that you know land vibe. The man leave from sentence and come up there to come capture them. Hey, people are St. Thomas in our land. Yes.
Let me tell you, St. Thomas people are. Listen, wait. Let me say something. Let me tell you this. More you understand what I said to you now.
Yes.
Yesterday, the last attack that took place at my house. Yeah, yes. I tell you this now. Yesterday, the guy would drive the getaway car. Well, you listen carefully to me saying now. The guy that drove the getaway car is a person that used to drive my goods truck at my supermarket. When you listen to me now, he used to drive my goods truck. Yesterday night when the gunman was coming to my house, the actual driver
You give him work and him drive the getaway car for come kill you. Them youth and have no brain cell.
The very same man who used to drive my truck, him drive the getaway car, him volunteer to drive the car that night. You hear me out there?
Wow.
The night when my mother was killed, the man will actually drive the vehicle and drop off the 2 gunmen them. You understand? Me, I tell you this right now. I am one of his little daughter's godfather. You hear me? I tell you? Godfather. You see when him down prison, one of baby mother come to me and me give her every single thing. When she go hospital for her baby, and him turn around and come kill my mother.
Yes, it is.
These are the kind of let me tell you something.
People in Jamaica almost give me a look talk for them now, because you see all them now. Ansness and tie and we are talking only and them thing they allow them to answer, you know. Because them are going like them are head. Hey, we have Superman, you know. Uno no evil, you know. Can you imagine? A man and your child, godfather, do everything for you, and we go to work, and you turn around and, you know, take him mother life.
Yeah, man, you answered, Mr. Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, just want to say something and people doesn't listen to what I'm saying, you know. People are saying to us who happen to be listening to this conversation. Turn around and ask any one of them, what did Ian ever do to any one of you? Ask them. I want you to ask them. Just don't listen and believe what I am saying. Ask them what Ian ever do to any one of you. You understand? But let me tell you something, Wayne. You see in life, me have and develop a strong faith since this whole thing happened, brother. And I tell you something. You know, survive 2 shootings in a one night.
Wow.
The second time when the man they come to my house, when I come to my supermarket, and when they come to my supermarket the second time, Wayne, the gunman, listen to me, brother.
Yes.
The more you listen, me not make up the story, me not make up the story. The day when the gunman came to my supermarket, you understand? The gunman was actually, me know you know what 15 feet is,
yeah, man.
15 feet. You can't reach out and touch somebody at 15 feet.
Yeah, man.
When
Close, come on.
the gunman started shooting at me from 15 feet away, one of my customers was outside and was trying to hide behind me. You listen to me, you know? Was trying to hide behind me. Ended up getting 3 shots. Listen to me, you know? When the man get a 3 shot and drop on the ground, me looking at the face of the gunman, and I swear, Wayne, to this day, me not have an answer. Me can't explain it to you, but me just tell you what me say. The gunman was shooting, and when the man dropped, the gunman started to shoot out my store glass. He was like, the man look, I don't know what he saw that day, what he was looking at, and that's the only question I like to ask that man at the scene again. What were you saying? Because the man started shooting out the store glass, and I wasn't even close to where he was shooting. So I would like to ask him, what happened? What really happened? Because I don't even think, when them something like that, you just think, I know as a fact that I had to survive to tell the story. That's the only thing I can tell you. I had to survive to tell the story. Les Green said to me one day, Les Green said to me, say, Ian, 3 million people in Jamaica. Me don't know why God chose you. 3 million people in Jamaica, but I didn't choose you. Gunshot after gunshot, time after time. You still hold your story. You still don't give up. You understand? You stand up steadfast and determined.
Yes.
That you have to get justice.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Ian, the man said to me, Ian, if Jamaica, I'll never forget those words of Les Green. Les Green said, if Jamaica had one more man like you. Les Green said that to me, never forget that. Les Green said, if Jamaica had one more person like you, Jamaica would be a different place. When I never back down. When James come to me with them visa argument, they get back my visa, me never change. When they come to offer me all kind of things, me never change. They can't buy me out. They just can't buy me out.
Well, hey, people, well, Ian, People where say put him in the wilderness like coming in the wilderness. Him coming like him and take some stripe off of me, you know. Yes, continue, yeah.
Mr. Wayne, listen, let me tell you something, man. They try and Wayne, believe me, bro. People have just have faith, man. We're not just have faith. Don't keep saying things. We're not just have faith. The night, you know, Wayne.
Yes.
Is the night when them shoot up my house?
Mm.
Wayne, I had several of my workers at my house the night when they shoot up my house. Wife, everybody inside. And Wayne, when the man open up on me, you know, when some of the bullet fragments, because it's too high power weapon they come with the night, you know. Yeah. And some of the bullet fragments, you know,
ricochet and spreading on the place.
Ricochet. Yes. Ricochet and spread, and you know, they get injured from that. And we remember, you know, the outside, you know, and after the thing happened, it's like shock come over me. And brother, I remember laying down on the concrete, you know, and I swear to God, when I can't explain, let me tell you something. Me no more religious than anybody else. Me not believe in a God more than anybody else. Me not pray more than anybody else. But me can't tell you what happened. When me up on the ground, you know, brother. When I swear to this day, I don't know how to explain it. But when I feel somebody touch the back of my head, right to the back of my head, like the person used them, the fingertip, and ease up me and I say, wake up. Don't go to sleep. Wake up. When me don't know who the person was, me can't explain what happened, but me only can say to you, this did happen. You understand? People don't have to understand. 3 million people in Jamaica. Them say God is not giving nobody nothing more than they can bear. Me don't know why he chose me. They don't know why he chose me to be the one. But me can't say. You understand? He probably look at it and say, listen, you're not selfish because you have money and I live life. And a lot of things happen. You could have turned your back and pretend as if it not happened, but you never did. You understand what I say? We know, say, a lot of people could not stand up to bullet after bullet, attempt after attempt. Enough people couldn't handle it. Him choose you. You understand? And me I say, people, all me I say is, listen, my story had to be told. I want the Prime Minister of Jamaica to know. And just go back, Wayne. I don't know if you are aware of this. Wayne, James Robertson, ever since I met James Robertson, him always said to me that I am going to be as Prime Minister in this country. Him tell me that every single time, I remind me. And I'm sure I am not the only person to hear James Robertson say that. Up to this day, before my father died a couple of years ago, he said, he called me to say, Ian, I don't know when this is going to end. I don't know when this is going to end because him just said James Robertson father in a yellow square, and the man look on him and I tell him, say, I feel him son, why his son not turn Prime Minister. And I would have said to him, you know, Sir Rob, I used to affectionately call this man Sir Rob. This is James Robertson's father. Some of them in love and respect. No one said this to you. And all the 15 years, I've never gotten the chance to say this to you. I remember a day you came to my house when this whole incident started, Sir Rob. And you said you wanted to talk to me. I remember sitting in my living room. And I remember you saying to me, Sir Rob, Ian, ever since I came to this parish, I've always seen you as a honest and decent young man. I want to ask you something. Are you telling me the truth? Are you telling the truth when you say my son is involved in all these killings or something? And I remember saying, Sir Rob, I would never lie to you. Your son is doing all these things and worse. And I remember that man as a father. He knew how he grew up his son. He knew how much he invested in his son. And the man take off his glasses in a way. And he take off his glasses when he say to him, and the man just started to sweat. The man just started to sweat. And he pat me on my shoulder and just walk out of my house. He never said to me one day, he never said to me that day, Ian, I don't believe you. I believe you're lying. All I said to him was, Sir Rob, your son is doing a lot. You never ever doubted my story then. Never doubted my story. And I would never forget that. Because he never said to me, you're a liar. You understand? He just pat me on the shoulder and got up and walked away. You understand? Yeah, man.
Let me ask you something. I'm not cut you from that. Let me ask you something though. I want to ask you this, right? The police go to the hospital and remove witness A. Because you, as witness B, like Let's Green said, you call him and tell him what. But why the police never take out when the man them come and whack them? Why the police them just move him and left gunman with gun? Yeah, that's why me have some problem with them now. When them tell you again, me make you answer this, but when them tell you again, so them know something happen, them say tonight or what have you. Why they never stay out or just trail you that when the man attack you, them get them gunman there and put them in a body bag? You see, so them police they are joker.
I'm gonna say this to you now. I'm gonna say this to you.
Yes.
When at the time I was very close to a lot of police in St. Thomas. And let me tell you this. St. Thomas have some of the finest police that you can ever see. Good boy them. Good police them. A lot of them. Majority of them. You understand? Majority of them. The problem we were having in St. Thomas, you know. We all know the handful of corrupt police in St. Thomas, you know. And let me give you a good example. I remember the same day I went into the meeting in Kingston with the assistant commissioner of police. The same man who told me that the man them say I am a threat to the national security of the country.
Yes, yes.
And he's a very good man. Very good man. I remember before the conversation started that day about the things that were happening to me and my mother's death. I remember that assistant commissioner of police asked me if I know a certain police officer in Markdale. I said, yes, I'm aware of him. I remember the assistant commissioner of police said to me, did you know that this man, we suspect him and have him as a person supplying people that were linked to treasure with ammunition? And I said to the assistant commissioner at the time that I am not aware of it, I've never heard of it. But I know the police well. The same day when James Robertson come out of my house, you know, the day after the gunshot and fire when they try to kill me out of my house, you know. That same police was on the scene the very first day of my house. He was on the scene. He came there with James Robertson. You understand? The corruption in the force. I know as a fact that this police was escorting treasure from places to places during that time. You understand? And that's one of the things when people are talking. I can't tell you what Andrew will do, but I can't tell you if Mark Golden will. That's one of the first things we want to approach him with. Because I experience it, I live through it. Corruption in the force have to be controlled. Have to be controlled. Me hate a corrupt police more than a gunman. Straight up.
Them more dangerous. One corrupt police can take out more dangerous than a 1,000 gunman. No police.
Listen to me, brother. How could you have a situation where a businessman in the parish was going to be killed that night? And you want to tell me, say, even police from Kingston in my yard wait for me and they police them. You understand? Was supposed to have somebody in the vicinity of the Roselle waterfall to protect me. And conveniently, then get a last minute call to respond to an incident in Port Merritt. Come on, man. Come on.
That bad man.
Come on.
That bad. And then man, yeah, the big police station and talk about the police. Why you not take for that police?
Exactly.
Oh, you take for that police. It are more at the big station. So you take for that, or you take for the police for even escort you.
When I am telling you, corruption in the force, big corruption in the force, and the thing is to win.
So hold on there. Hold on, let me say something, Carl. So you drive, go down, you drive to, like you drive down to Yalas, yeah, right?
Yes.
And you wait to Roselle there, so near to the farm, then come out by you. Up more with the gas, where them full the gas.
No, you see, no, not that far. Right, okay, when you're coming from Markdale, the very first deep corner you turn to go towards the falls.
Yeah, the first deep corner. Okay, so you pass the gas there, go down. Okay.
Yes, yeah, man. So when them open up in that location, and you go around that corner, pick up a little stretch now to go to the waterfall.
Yes.
A second group of men were waiting there, and them also open up on it. You understand? So it's two set of money now.
And them know say you can't come. Oh, them know that mean people are watching them. That means the police what talk to you, I don't understand because them say something to you and them know when you reach there. So
when everybody asks the same question, you are now asking. We don't have a clue. I don't have a clue how that happened.
Yeah, because they can't. Let me tell you something, brother. The last man we talked to you, and I saw Canada work and every weed country work. A police stop you and say the last thing and you drive off, but you still a man there open for a car and a dark. Open for a car, a headlight never seen. And then open for the car and unite and then open again. Them no.
But when you want to hear the funny thing about that.
Police and in a suspect way, you know. Yes.
Who you think before we drive off from my supermarket that night? Who you think was the last person to call me? You know the person called me and say, boss, say, where there right now? He said, me still down the store. He said, so what time you leave? He said, I'm
that's not truck, brother.
Well, I know. You know who that person was? You know who that person was?
Tell me.
Ramesh Rick Simpson, the same guy with James Robertson rescued from the police there. You hear me I tell you? That was the very last call me get before me drive off from my supermarket that night.
Yes.
And for sure, you know, we not proof to, you know, me and
Ramesh, let me ask you something. Hold on. Don't know why you don't miss that. But after the incident out of Yalas when him know them take him out of police and him the driver after my grand spend with it and them also have gone in the vehicle. Him same one like an AK or something. Him same one.
Same person.
And him end up dead now.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, continue.
And there was an incident, and wait, like me tell you, like me said to you, despite how I feel about James Robertson as a person, I would never lie on the man. I would never tell a lie. If something happened and I'm not sure of what happened, I would not bring the story up. But this is something I want you to know. Ever since 1980 election, the whole of we grew up on ears of politician corrupt and politician give man gun.
Yes.
We always hear that. You understand? We grew up and I hear that. The kind of things that people accuse politicians of doing. In the 2007 election, that is the first time we ever hear any story or have any kind of idea that kind of thing was still going on. Like, and let me tell you what happened. In the 2011 election, a green, I think it's a Isuzu, a green front Isuzu truck, box body truck, drove from Kingston, and I'm not going to say where exactly Kingston, but a JLP stronghold. You understand? Three gun were sent to Grand Spend in 2007 election. The truck that bring up the 3 gun, including one of them was a rifle. The truck that bring up the 3 gun from Kingston during that election in 2007. You understand? The truck itself was linked to a politician. You understand? Come from him warehouse. I come from team warehouse. Truck that I know as a fact was tied to his business. A green front truck, box body truck. Bring 3 gun in a 2007. That is the first and only time from me I grew up they actually witnessed stuff like this.
Them are not politician, man. Them are not politician. Them are criminal. Them shouldn't. And then I use bulleting for people. Look on them too. I use bulleting for people.
Wayne, let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
I have never in my life, never ever believed that Jamaica could have allowed this to happen. It just not add up to me. So it may ask questions for the last 15 years. I have been asking myself the question myself every day. I mean, wait for 15 years. I wait to see if me and the rest of people who suffer that this man can get any kind of justice. You understand? I remember and myself and Jim, Les Green and I met in the Bahamas. And I remember he and I went out for lunch along with another investigating officer. We went out for lunch. And I remember Les Green was sitting down and it was a rocking back and forth. And Les Green turned around and looked at me and said, Ian, I'm going to say something to you. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you what's reality. As long as James Robertson is alive, your life will never be normal. As long as James Robertson is alive, your life will be in danger for the rest at the time that James is alive. You understand? Like, kind of, what he said to me, I was kind of taken aback, because I'm like, I said to myself, here's the assistant commissioner of police. Jamaica not get to 80 stage. When I get to 80 stage, the country not chaos. And something like this chaos are well publicized, and you want them to say, my government would allow James Jefferson to kill me? It just not add up. But the thing is, Les Crane was being realistic. Instead to me say, Ian, as long as James Jefferson is alive, your life will always be in danger. And the man serious as a judge, as he was saying it to me. So I know him serious. And I know, I don't know when, I don't know how to take it. But when he say it, is that the reality of the oath? Just lick me at me as like, I mean, my country don't allow one man, but then after all the years win, and then when we come and see, the man sit in parliament, the man get away with all these things, the man is the deputy leader of a major political party in this country. How make that make sense?
I mean, I tell you, man,
make that make sense.
this can't get no worse, And we have some people who vote for these people, the spoils, handout. You notice them not really do politics. Really, them are not really no politician. Them just have some people, control some people, when they have no sense. We make people use them some guest guy. No guy, number one. That's why I talk to you them all the time. Me not like bully, me not like area leader, me not like them done business, and certainly, me could not vote for a politician when me I give him a job and me and boss. Because me not my ex, him can't get for a win. So he want me to give him the job. And then me turn on for being your boy and see me boy, you mad. You know crazy? Treat me with respect. You couldn't get me a walk and kill nobody for nobody. And you can't diss me. You couldn't even come to me with that. And the youth them forget smarter and this, that's why smarter them in a body bag. Because them is idiot. Make man go do it themselves. Yes, brother.
I have this guy. Everybody in Yellow at the time know him. Everton. Popular jerk pork vendor in Yellow Square. Good boy. Jerk pork vendor. Die-hearted labor right. Staunch supporter James Robertson. I remember the day when Everton was shot at the killing Yellow Square. You understand? I had somebody on the scene who identified Rick, that is Ramesh Rick Simpson, and said, Ian, I see Rick. And Rick shoot the man from over the fence. Me see it my own eyes. I remember calling Rick 2 days after and said, Rick, I just got a report that is you killed Everton. Rick has never denied the fact that he did it. Never denied the fact that he did it. But you know what puzzled me about that thing all these years?
Yes.
I know Rick did it. I confronted Rick about it. I am 100% sure.
Yes.
That it was Rick who killed Everton. And the same thing puzzled me about my mother as well. And I'm saying to myself, if you did not sanction Everton's death, you understand, as close as Everton was to you, how could you accept Rick? How could you embrace Rick knowing what he just did to Everton? It didn't make sense. Nothing of it made sense. There's a lot of things that happen out of center now, so puzzle me to this day.
But a German the dead for.
The thing is, and I'm telling you this, I was told that James Robertson and James operate this way all the time. James operate this way all the time. Apparently, Everton got some road work. Everton got some money from the road work. But actually what happened, Everton actually did the work himself. He never played Dan and just make some man go do the work. He actually got to do some of the work himself.
Oh.
So when he got paid, James wanted Everton to give some other Labour Party activists and Dan money out of Everton money. Everton refused. Everton said, no, I went and did the work. You understand? So James basically wanted Everton to give other Dan in the area money from where Everton worked for. Everton refused.
Oh.
You understand? Everton refused. So when Everton died, I wasn't surprised. But for some little frivolous, reasons, it just don't make sense. I think after a while, James Robertson started to play God and just act like and think he was God. I think he actually believed he was God and decide who live and who die. Because some simple things, some people got killed in St. Thomas, it don't make sense to me. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. It just don't make sense. How you order your guy, how you order the death of a senior citizen. You understand? All the only crime that people are committing now, them people are die-hearted Michael Manley people from Michael Manley days. The two people, you know, when the gentleman came to my house that day, you know, when the gentleman came to my house that day, I said, the boss said, him want them two people dead. I asked him why. I'm looking at the man's face and the guy said to me, say, Ian, I don't know why, because them people are just two old people. All them don't have no money, but them have influence in the era over voters. So James wanted to kill the two of them. All me can say to this date, the couple come from Trinityville. So if Trinityville people are listening, this elderly couple is from Trinityville. They are die-hearted Michael Manley supporters. They were poor. All they had was influence in their community to sway votes to the PMP. That was the only crime they committed. You understand? I mean, you know, I've been away from Jamaica for 15 years. So I mean, you know, get a chance to really investigate and find out who exactly they are. But we just know they come from Trinityville. I mean, know them as senior citizen and them a die-hearted Michael Manley fan from back then. Supporters from back then. They don't commit no other crime. They don't threaten James Robertson. They don't do a thing to this man. You understand? But he wanted the money to kill the senior citizen. It don't make sense.
The government have to change and them have to have some impeachment laws and police. Them have to get strict, you know, Marky Jar get strict on them, you know, because any police, you suspect that crime, them investigate if you lock you up and that's the key. You have to go to prison.
Listen.
Get them out of the force. Only way can that alone will make the people them trust the system and we clean up Jamaica. Yes.
But I'm going to tell you this now. I'm going to say this to you, and that is one of the things. If Mark Gordon should win, me a call him personally myself.
I'm going to say if. I'm going
to say this. Yes. Say, me a call Mark Gordon personally myself. Because Mr. Golden, I remember meeting you one time. I walked in your office several years ago. Understand? I met you one time. And when I was explaining what I was experiencing with James Robertson, you understand? You shook your head in disbelief because of the things I said to you. You could not believe somebody could be sitting in parliament. Somebody could be the deputy leader of a party and committed the kind of crimes I was describing to you. I remember the way you shake your head. You were in disbelief. And now, 15 years later, I would love the opportunity to talk to you one more time because I'm telling you, Mr. Mark Golden, police corruption is one of the most dangerous things that could have happened to a country. Imagine, you know, the day when I call the police them to report and to tell them not to go to the Amstead community because Duppy Film and a crew man is around here waiting to kill them. Way before Duppy Film became Duppy Film. And I'm telling you, a corrupt police could hear the conversation and call. Could hear the conversation and call. The gunman never tell him to me just inform on them.
Police. So Jamaica, brother, hey,
I see a police life, you know. I see a police life and the next police I tell them what them say. Me just call about them. I see a police life, you know.
You confirm what I say, you know, because you have police. That's why I tell some good police say, you know, when I hear people attack, if you don't know about that, you investigate them because, you know, it's bad when good police stand up and do nothing. You can't make criminal with badge and gun come and because if they may hurt you, blue you, you know, they may mix you up. You can't be police and criminal at the same time. Me not did that. Them kill one of my mad brother, but well, this you call him, you know, insane brother because we, you know, our kind of thing we say boom bam bam. From the 90s. Yeah. I want to talk. You have some send them threat me run them way. See? I'm always a fight for the good over evil same way, you know. From back in the 90s, you know, and that just me, you know. You understand?
Yes,
never brother with them take away, you know. I think what them man take him away, you know. The man I confirm it to my man, them DJ, you see. But me never in the island, me the down, me I do me the Antigua Barbuda, St. Lucia, Trinidad. Me I do an island app in promotion with some tune and them thing when them do this. See? You understand? Go across this DJ and then I go back out to a 2 mile way and them take him me, so them take 2 other youth with him too. You know, because them did have them look different in a 96. You know? Over there so DJ and that's it. Not even born. All them things that the garrison and them kind of thing have to stop. So we are feeling so I don't put them in a nothing at all. When me attack, me tell you. We attack with authority, anything, can we not listen? Because them hurt you too, man. Some of you about your mother, you know, it touching. You understand? Yes. So, you know, the state, you can't, the criminal police, we have to get rid of them too. Can't work. Cannot work. Have to stop. Yeah, man, can't work. And then can't be friend. Go away.
True.
You understand? Yeah. Oh, you put, the other day, they must say them put around 6,000. I'll be a gunman, them put 9 force. The very little boy, be a gunman. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, vet them good. You can't want a country for better and you're aiding and betting criminality. And have the and you know, so criminal about me keeping. That's a joke.
But listen.
Anywhere, in Canada, them arrest them as them know. Investigate, I got prison. Yes.
Listen to this now. You want to listen to this?
Yes.
The very same police officer that you remember the day when I said to you that I went to the assistant commissioner office and they mentioned this corrupt police to them here, so I get treasure them ammunition. It's the very same one that came to my house the day after the shooting at my house. Would you believe this very same police officer, you know, was involved in a situation where a cell phone was missing from a crime scene? You listen to me, you know. Charges were brought on this police officer, but he eventually get rid of the case. He actually beat the case. But he was charged, you understand, for stealing a cell phone off a crime scene. You understand? The same police where the assistant commissioner of police tell me, say, I didn't know gunman ammunition. This man is in the force, just as me here talk right now, still serving in the force. Despite the fact that they know so much about him, you know, he's still in the force. You see the same when they call the gunman and tell him that he had just informed on them, he's still in the force. Both of them man are still at St. Thomas to serve right now.
No, them not go up there. Hey, let me just give them a look around it. Me say, go on them to the name, you know, because me run for them filing. Because me tell them, and please don't travel neither. Stay at St. Thomas. But me want them name. Me need them today.
Listen
yes.
to me.
All right.
I'm going to give them name. I said, them 2 men they are served in the police force
Need
at St. Thomas to this day.
Please don't travel.
This day. They are serving in the force. You hear me tell you? And on me make up a story, you know. The assistant commissioner of police them have evidence that the man get them ammunition. He asked me if me know about it. You understand? This man, the day after my shooting, he come to my yard to inspect, to call back him colleagues and tell him about one. You understand? I see him on him phone. I like him a call every time. I say, boy, I'm going to bail him, him. And I see him on him phone. He laughing, grown, call and talk. And me, I look at the man and I say, you are the same man what them just asked me a couple of days ago. I asked me if me know say I do ammunition. And me come here say you a bodyguard, criminal. You and the man still in the force. Him still in the force. And these are the things we need to address. You understand? Them are some of the things we need to address the politician. You understand? We need to address these things. We need changes, man. We think we need changes. We really need changes.
You have to, man. You have to get serious, man. You see, when you're in a country, that's why 80 produce. That's why you see politicians then produce and give them 80, you know. Corrupted police and corrupted politicians equal 80. People have to get serious. Them people here, listen. Come on, no, man. Come on, man. If you know better than this, man, we don't want to hear from them, man. Nah. You understand?
Let me say this, brother. And I'm saying this, you know.
Yes.
I don't know what the people of Western St. Thomas will do after them hear all the things that I mentioned. And people, me not just want, you know, listen to what I'm saying and just take it and run with it. Ask a politician, ask people, did these things happen? Ask the question, did these things happen?
It depends on man.
Everything that I have said,
it depends on. You notice me, I listen to you,
Documented.
brother. Me I listen to you,
Yeah,
I see my document in the paper and they come, me have them in and I like, see things. But remember, me is the on the
yeah,
ground
man.
too, St. Thomas have a place. The thing that we
Yeah,
are
man.
talking them on the ground, and I like,
Yeah,
hear
man.
them on the ground. Remember,
Well,
me is a man,
well
I tell us,
documented.
remember, fly eagle up ground them, They on the ground, man. Continue,
Yeah,
brother.
man.
Yes.
St. Thomas people, whether you're overseas or whether you're in Jamaica, anywhere else in Jamaica, we need all hands on deck. Whether you're police, whether you're soldier, whether you're nurse, no matter who you are, no matter where in the world you are, call Jamaica, call Western St. Thomas, call your family member. If you're somewhere else in Jamaica, call your family member and tell them to vote out the criminal. We have to get rid of him. Vote out the criminal. We need to vote him out. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, my mother, I.S. Merle Johnson, was the most instrumental person in having the Yellows fire station built. Go there and go ask them, the fireman in Lobar to this day and talk about or to this day. Go over across the police station. She was one of the most instrumental person in getting that police station removed and rebuilt to the location where it is. You understand? Go there and ask them to this day. And then we tell you, and always it's all right for a man to come in your parish. He not come from your parish. He come to commit crime. He come to destroy. He come to come pull up. And this is the man who not put on shirt for. Me feel so we under spell. Me feel so Western St. Thomas under spell. I swear, I believe the people are under spell. No, under spell, it can't be real. The man has, hey, listen, Wayne, it's a seafood. Where are the man strong on? One time me I talked to the man and I asked the man, what kind of hole you have for the people a seafood? Why them all is supporters? So the man said seafood people. Me not do hold on seafood people. They beg tell them blind. And as long as you have the money to get it, they can't let you. Him say seafood people beg tell them blind. Him tell me that all the time on about seafood people beg tell them blind. All you have to do have the money when you're ready for them to move and they're gonna move. So seafood people me ask them. This election, seafood people, this election, look on James Robertson and said, yes, I was blind, but now I see. Him say, I'm not beg till I'm not blind. Yes, I'm not tell him, I was once blind, but now I see. Vote him out.
But say some boy, because seafood is nice and they want me to turn gunman town. The amount of thing, the amount of people that from say, hey, them one friend and family and look at seafood. Like you think, sir, maybe a downtown or West Kingston. Seafood. Oh, it gets to be like this. Oh.
Wayne, listen to me.
Friend and look how much I want to get up there.
Yeah, man.
A
lot of people.
Yeah.
Wayne, there's a lot of things when we can't say to you because a lot of these people are still alive and we don't want to put them life in.
Yes.
But me refuse to say because we don't want to put the body life in danger. You understand?
Yes.
The thing is way worse. It's way worse than we think. It is way worse than people even imagine. You understand? And I'm saying people go out and vote. Go out and vote. We need to get rid of this man. Anybody from Yala, Seaford, anywhere, Trinity-ville, remember, if you come out of the yard, run him, tell him so not support no criminal, run him. He can't do nothing. Remember, say, I found own a St. Thomas boy, me, Ian Johnson, me alone. Get up and fight the fight. Me get up and start the fire. Me get up and start the fire. I don't have to keep it burning. I must keep it burning. Me start the fire. Me can't do it by myself. Me cannot do it by myself. You understand?
So you start it, you know.
Me start it. I don't have to finish it. I don't have to finish it.
Yes. Start
and with all of what happened, remember before James came there, we were living good. Remember, seafood people, the amount of people from seafood were me used to employ. You understand? When, you know what happened? Anybody in St. Thomas will tell you, there's not another businessman in St. Thomas who love kids like I love kids. I am known for that. I love kids. When you look from my balcony at my store, the amount of kids at that daytime, parents carry their children just to come look for me. You hear me? I tell you? So when them things to them could have killed me,
Brother, let me just go back something. Back on the days, we could go back on the 80s when Miller Construction are play and Outer Robbins get so nice and the whole place church and the whole place nice. Nothing like this. It does overnight, it does get wicked, so don't it? Morant Bay used to nice. Yeah, that's nice, you know. The whole place used to nice.
One man. Under one man.
Yes.
Everything changed under one person.
Thing and look at this. Place used to nice.
Listen to me.
Yes.
And when never be one of the first to admit my mistake, because I never sit down and criticize, because you see a lot of people who know me, I go say, listen, you used to support James Robertson too. And that is true. It is so true. I want people understanding it. I will be the first person. I may go in front of the line and say, yes, I used to support this man. You understand? It is true. But let me say this to you. I have a story to tell. The experience and walk a journey. And then beside this man. I realize my mistake. And me I try make sure none of them fall in the same trap. You understand? This man is an evil man. This man is not a good person. You don't have to know that. You don't need to know that. There's nothing good that can come from this man. Not a single thing. And when James Robertson, remember, no politician lasts forever. And when James Robertson finally leave, and the whole of we are going to come back together. I have never questioned a single person when me are employed in my St. Thomas and ask them about JLP or my PNP. It never matter. When me a feed pick me a St. Thomas, me don't ask what the mother PNP or the father name right. I never ask a question. It didn't matter. The whole of it together, we see the whole of it together as one. Because we born there, we live there, we eat together, we drink together. You understand? And it is when, you know the thing is?
Yes.
And next thing we would like to talk to Mr. Golden about. You understand? We need to form some kind of organization to protect people.
Yes.
Or to at least keep people for a while. We go through them kind of trauma there. Because my incident at my time was very traumatic. You understand? And when I remember many times when we see people pass me, and I see people passing me. And I see people pass me and they wink at me. It's just like them trying to even talk to me. To make any of James Roberto supporters cinema talk to me. That's how scared people was. You understand? And these are people who make the things day in, day out. And the kind of hole with the man up on the parish. Me personally know so I have to do everything to get rid of him. I have to get rid of this man. You understand? When I look and see how this man come and divide the place, destroy the community, I have to do everything to get rid of this man. You understand? And like me say, if ever a future government should get up and decide to charge him for any crime and make him a material witness, I will be there.
Okay.
You know, as long as we have life, brother.
Yes.
Any government, any political party, anybody who decide to charge him for a crime, I don't want me to be material witness, I will be the first person at the front of the line.
All right.
You understand? Never afraid. I will never back down from him.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, because man, it's true. We go through a whole heap, man. We endure a lot.
You know that. Let me tell you, brother.
Endure a lot, brother.
Let me say something to you. So when you have got the creator, your mom and dad, you know. And when you have got the creator, you got the creator move from among you. Remember, it's not a thing where you go by now. Your mother in a supermarket full of people and then people go kill your mother. How them do that though? Who that take that and do that? Who you and then when a mother and them thing there?
It's a thing where, you know, every time we talk about my mother, me remember the day when she was killed. Me, you know, every time I might go back to that, it messed me up, man, because you know when during you say earlier on in the day, the same day that she died, earlier on in the day, you know, my worker them at the supermarket keep saying to me, your mother said she need to see you. And she called about 6 or 7 times at my supermarket, you know. She made a lot of calls. She keep telling them she need to talk to me.
Yes.
And when me and my driver, my driver picked me up at the supermarket, and me and him and I work up.
I drive to Yellas, to Fair Supermarket.
Yeah, I drive towards. Yeah, man. Me I drive from my supermarket towards Yellas. And when we fly past our yard, you know, and one of the worker at the car said, Ian, you know, remember see your mother wants to see him? And we turn back. And we so we turn back and we drive up in our yard. When I've never seen my mother looking like this ever since me know her. She have her on her jaw. And she stand up at the gate, you know. And she lean on the gate with her jaw and she look over on the hills. She look directly over on the hills across the street, you know.
That's steer, yeah.
She was so zoned out. Mr. Wayne, she was so zoned out. You see, when we pull up our foot the day, and we pull up our foot, she don't even realize that we pull up our foot to the car. She never realized that the car pull up our foot. And she look and see me. And she said, come here, I want to talk to you. And she walk off in front of me in a way. Never say a word, you know. She just said, I want to talk to you. And she walk off in front of me. And when she go into the kitchen and take up a green plastic basin full of fried fish, you know, and say, this me a fear. And they said, Miss Merle, you call the work at them 6 or 7 times. And I tell him, say, you want to me, this you call, the fish you really call about. And when she never said another word, she said, just take this is for you. And when I said, me take the fish from her, 2 hours after me, I'm driving down at my house, I eat the fish I used to kill my mother in a yellow square.
Jesus.
It's like,
you see them? Eh?
You see, it's like my mother determined. It's like she said, Ian, I'm going to give you your first meal when you come into this earth. When you come on this earth. And I'm going to feed you before I come out. The thing, when I tell us the thing was, trust me, man. I tell her, man, I said, I couldn't understand why she called me so often. She called me, and when you know the surprising thing, I never knew my mother's life in danger. 2 weeks after my mother dead, a police friend of mine from across Yellas police station said to me, say, Ian, this is the strangest thing because we warned your mother that police have intelligence. And I'm saying, they said to the man, say, why would you never tell me? They said, Ian, and tell my mother. She never said a single word to me, Wayne. Never said a word.
No, but me still have a question, you know, again, Ian. So, police are Yellas. If Uno have the intelligence, this is a businesswoman. Uno not going to paint clothes at 2 police one day, they go and like work and thing or stay court or do something. A Yellas, Uno station there, Yellas. More sketchy boy. But no, Uno have intelligence and then it does something like this.
2 weeks after she did me hear that from them, I never had a clue. I never had a single clue that this would have happened. And you know the thing is, I'll show you the mind of people, you know. You know what, one of the things, one of the remarks that Treasure pass is that if them don't kill my mother before them kill me, she's a determined woman. She not gonna rest until she get revenge. But it's the thing with them never take into consideration that might be true. But the fact is, me, Ian Johnson, is my mother's son. And the same way she never rest. And the same way me not gonna see that.
But now I wonder if them people are writing. Can you have some people? Let me give them something to check. Me not believe in a alright. So you're a businessman and you have your money. Actually, you have got everybody have got another, but me when I read the Bible, I see some of the great God man them want to, you know. Anything where a man plan, you have money, and for money them I use, you have money in counteraction. It name pray to them to stop this. You go after people mother, you have your grandmother and them thing there too. And you have to be careful, stop them thing here. Stop it. Because you have some people think different, you have some mastermind people you can't run put, you know. Them just sit down in a chair out of with them want to sit down there. Anything where you do, you get 100-fold. Believe it or not, you never stop it. And uno mothers, uno tell them to pick this stop, take them, eat them, stop to them thing in Jamaica. Yeah? Because when them go for people, mother, uno de there too. You understand? Uno for stop it, man. Anything them do, me say them to get 100-fold. And you don't care about who man is a man, them to stop it. Because you said some people that would have strike them like with lightning. Them things that stop in Jamaica a long time, you know. You come and do one thing, you give them 100-fold, you look for everything and just like a field, you chop it down. I bet them stop. Put every money, put your resources back. Anything with them do, you meet them back. I bet them stop it. Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Them to stop them thing, you know, man.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you
See?
something, brother. In Jamaica, in Jamaica, we have in the world, in the world we live in, we have two type of people. You understand?
Yes.
The saint who had a past, and the sinner who have a future. I make you always tell us, you got the front of the line. I say, me and that sinner will have a future. Because
Yes.
me I tell you when, me know the good what me do.
Yes.
And me preach to people and tell them this, no matter what in life, we're going to try and do as much good as we possibly can. Because when you see when me experience and when me go through, when everybody give up on me and say, then it's just a matter of time before me dead. Because me not only fight the people who represent James Robertson them, me a fight a government.
The government will fight you. You know, you don't
me are the only person, me are the only person that give up on myself. Me are the only person that give up on myself. Everybody has give up. There's nobody. I St. Thomas will never probably think I believe never dead. They never ever think when I survive it.
So everybody are running from you now because they don't want that too. But maybe say something to you do, you know, you say you're a good man though. Because if for some other people and them have resources, because you're a businessman have resources. Resources meet resources. I am touch metal brother. Anything with them do, and them know people, you know people too. So if a man spend 10 million, spend 20, you double it up, 100-fold, same time. Say, brother, you're good at hey, you're good enough. You're good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, man.
Let me tell you something. Me save some and that's one of the things I say all the while.
Yeah, man.
When sometimes I really look back on life, I may ask myself if I would have do this over again. And when despite all of what me experience, me know the person I am. Me not think me could have known say a person has sent Thomas life in a danger. And me not do nothing. Because I don't think I could have sleep. I don't think I could have sleep for the rest of my life. I just need that. Yeah, wait, let me tell you something, brother. You didn't live a life, I was living a life of luxury. We have a good life, brother.
Yes.
They're telling them, we have a good life, We have millions of dollars real estate left for St. Thomas, Millions of dollars, They live a good life. I had a good life. Happy. My wife, my children, very happy life. Everything in the world I could have want now. And when we look on it and see, I said to myself, say, Father God, me not think you make me survive this. You understand? Because me is just who me is. It has to be more than that. You want a message to be sent to the people. You want the people to see. You know, it's like when the kind of things that want me escape. No one, no two, no three. When you see, let me tell you something. When I'll give you an incident about I'll give you an argument about an incident where I never reported to the police.
Yes.
Yesterday right before, like 2 weeks before the incident at Roselle took place, I in my store one day, 2 weeks before that incident, and this is a story, this is something I never reported to the police. Me in my store one day, and when me in my store, me walk from the balcony and come up on the main floor. Everybody who know my store know me always up on the balcony. And I walk up into the store now. And there's a middle aisle in my store. The middle aisle and the widest aisle. Was not busy there, brother. And when they come down and I walk down the aisle. And I don't know how me and this youth elbow get to touch each other. But when, brother, you see when my elbow touch the guy, when a piece of feeling come over me today. Not normal. You see me look, you see me turn around for the boy. It's a gun see you in my waist in a way.
Yeah.
You see me see the man with a gun in my waist way. You see me see it? Me walk from the guy, and go upstairs in my office, and lock the office window, and I keep my eye on him, You see him walk, go outside. And I said when I'm work, I go around there. I said, go check what the youth outside do. When the man go there, go check what the youth, he's a bossy, he see him on the phone and talk to somebody. You understand? I said, tell me when him leave. And when him leave, the guy come back and tell me, walk go downstairs. You said, walk go downstairs and walk up on the main road and I look in the vicinity of the fire station. Who you think me see I walk up on the road? I walk up the fire station road, just few feet from my building. I dip on him phone and I talk to the gunman. Ramesh Rick Simpson, the same guy with James Robertson rescued from the police. You hear me today? He said, Wayne, I swear to God, I can't understand it to this day. My elbow touched the man. And from my elbow touched the man, a piece of spirit come over me.
Oh, so you don't know him. You don't know that guy there.
Well, me get to know who him is after. He's a shooter. We originate from Botany Bay, White Horses era.
Oh, me know. After you go to White Horse, I go, you have to go to the Botany Bay, yeah.
Yeah, man. After me know who him is. After me know who him is. And the thing what me they kind of use to identify more than anything is I know they kind of why we find out so quick. Him have on a labor right armband, him have on a green armband. You understand? Him have on a black pants today, a black shirt and a Jamaica Labour Party green armband. You understand? And when we run the file away, we realize who we miss. Yeah, so when me escape something we never supposed to escape.
So him never see your face, that's why I'm not shoot you, you know. Because
up to this day. No, but me and him brush elbow.
No, but him don't know who him come from. Remember, you know, somebody I give the description and you see who, right? So a man dey on the phone, like when you say come out after the man do boom bam bam, see? But a man have a gun and dey on him go out and dey on him phone. Him no know the description, get a description of who for come for them. Must. You understand? Kind of somebody this around you in your circle. You have to run to know who.
Because so you know the funny thing about it, I agree with you. I agree with you because you know what happened with the guy then? I have heard of him, but I did not know him.
Yeah.
Me know say him is a Labour Party shooter. But I have me hear him name for quite some time. But I've never met him in person. Yes. I never talked to him before, but me know of him. You understand? I know of him.
I don't lie to me tell the people the truth. If it's ever me's an elephant mind, me have elephant memory, and me's my brain, you know, when it kick it, you know. Me could not have my business place. I come from a place and people come around put me like this, you know. Cause if you spend 10 me, I spend 20 me, I spend 30 or 40 million, you know. Anything where you get 100 fold. I'm nobody now know neither. Anything where you do, you gotta get it back swift. You can't run put me mother. Cause anything where you do, you gotta get it back. If I'm under the world, you play, we're under the world, I play too. If you're over the world, we're over there too. Any can we not back for nothing, you know. You understand? Them to stop this, man. Them to meet some people who are really serious in their life. Where you just see and smile, and when you do them, you don't know, say people, because people are studying to and just say, all right. Because if you have map with me, I have map with you too, you know. So anything where you do, you get it back, you know. Them to stop it, man. Them to stop this. And then you have money, and like you want to get to you, them where you have your money and your business, man. See?
Yeah, man.
You meet and with I am sometime to man, I'm praying with man. Doing and not chatting, man. Them to stop this, man. When you have your earth, the creator that hurt me, you know, when you have your mother and your people, them and them run and cut them why you run. Then them not have people too. The Jamaica them the same way. Them better go sit down here, man. Them to stop it, man. And them mother have to talk to them pretty too, you know. Stop going and take them 5 and 10 grand and go, you go eat and you gonna do people things when you people never have nothing yet. Go get a work and don't make no politician and no police use, you know. When I hear that, find something, the man. Yeah.
How you feel about this election?
No, man, that's straight. Let me tell you, I'll be a lie and you tell you. Let me tell you up front, and you can't win, you know. Because when people unite, they say them know them can't win. And you can't use nobody, this for nobody neither. And then I'll be a lie, come out to that 200 and something, just be a lie. The man, no man, the man have also look at PICKNIES yesterday. So look at underage PICKNIES in a, we can't vote. What happened to this man? I look some PMP, take all money, man, I say, yeah, man, me a poor, but me have to treat them, you know. Me have the video here, so me have to show it to me, though.
Yes.
People, them treat them and do all kind of things to them. The man, any man, where, remember, you know, they see a man coming at 2015, 2016 and tell about impeachment and 2-term and them things, and them people not do nothing. Maybe just tell the people them this. 2016, the man come in, 2017, Zozo, 2018, remember them have 5 and 4 plan with leaching. No leaching one way. It got to 2020 when, you know, them have the splitting of the PMP, you know, them that went for the leadership. and then the pandemic, and then them Andrew did they set up shell company. Saying them 2021 the place locked down, 22 just come out 23. 24 you have the local. When get for do? 23 November the man I tell people so don't turn this in no politics. Me have to try it so. A matter of fact. Let me just play a little something I say just ask me something. Let me just play something fast. More you feel here and oh me have to take it up. Let me say me have it so. Me have to play it to people. When I tell you so don't turn the road in other politics, me have make the allocation. No, I make the allocation and come with the little road thing. He might talk about accomplishment and you know the road not fix. What happened to you? Just hear what they talk about it. Then them go around and them cut some ribbon and talk about water. Nobody don't get no water. Oh, we accomplishment. Stop on a foot, on a go on a man. The man them for me a serious man. The man them for go, the man them mash up the place and light them packet, you know. The man them for go in a man. And the people them a Jamaica for run we and do all this. You can't just sit down and trick people and chat to all the your minions them and trick the whole people them and where you look, line up on a line them packet. Line them packet, you know. And I tell the people them feed that. The man for go, man.
When people need to get stuff, you know, because when I look at a person like a teacher, you're educated. We look at
no matter them, the thousand of them.
A teacher, like we say, teacher, only they're all over Jamaica. Only have one single bank book.
Yes.
Only have to fill out a visa application to get the one single bank book. And when you're looking at it empty every single time. Teacher, police, nurse, when you ask for a little salary raise. You understand?
Them of the people that like you. Yes.
Listen now. When you get fight.
Yes.
Teachers, police, nurses across Jamaica. You want to know what is progress? Progress is when you get 300% increase by your salary. That's a progress.
So who get it? At the Prime Minister and the millions then. You understand? And have them people that give them some handout and them I run like them I eat that. And then let me ask you something now. You're a businessman. If the country when it's about progress and a chat about foolishness, you need for printer. If you're government, you need to print anything. Come tell me, say you are going good. Me living in the country and I go through and can't put on a pot. And if you have a big fight, when I beg put on a pot, and then you can tell me about yes, you make progress and we are going good, and your achievement. Go on with them foolishness there. So you want to indoctrinate me too? On top of the foolishness. When me just line out say you know go on with nothing. Remember me have it, you know. Me have everything documented on here and I mean this, you know.
When that's the most amazing thing I want Jamaica people to do not confuse something that was due to you to progress. That is not progress.
No, but now with that better. No, with that alright. What may I say to you?
Progress is when you can't afford to do the things you need to do.
Thank you. By yourself.
The simple things at that name. Tell me something. And that more the people understand.
Yes.
We're in America, England, or Canada.
They can't tell about no water and nothing.
Yeah. And here, no prime minister or president. I tell the people say they're going to road vote for me.
That you can't run by road and water, but you not give them no road neither.
You pay tax,
you understand?
You pay tax road and water.
The man to maintain the road, brother. And him not maintain the road then. Me have it right there, so me have to every day. Yes.
If you have no more money in your bank account, you can't afford to do the biggest things you need to do.
Yes.
You don't make no progress. And that means you don't make no progress.
And then you print up a voucher for come give me. And say, yes, me make progress, you know. See me accomplishment, and then you have the look at people. You think this look good here? I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this, and I'll show you what I say. Hear that man of people, hear this. Here again, people, hear what I'm saying.
That's squash. Squash. That's squash. Squash.
Big up Rod.
Big up squash. PMP.
Big up Rod round a Devon Pen. I'm a virgin man, I'm virgin.
Big up Rod from Devon Pen. I'm a friend birthday, brethren.
Yeah.
This again, look here.
16. Okay, as a 16-year-old, why are you out here supporting the Labour Party?
Everyone.
Based on your knowledge of what the party has done, why are you drawn to this party and not the other party? Because JLP has done much for us.
Cause
it,
to vote, but you're still here.
yeah, cause it's fun, yeah, and it's fun, and you know what? I don't even know what to say, but it's fun. You know, it's fun.
Andrew, when you draw the one of them young people that can't vote and then vote a crowd, you know, say you're a sick individual, man. Look what are you chat. Look here. No gonna show him.
Sure, got me 6 grand. See that? What I do?
Stick with Smith. See my show him money there, people. Yeah, look here.
After 8 years, we not see no. 8 years, we not see you. 8 years, we not see you.
People don't tell the cops, say, 8 years, we not see your power. 8 years, that's the National Security Minister right now, Dr. Crab. 8 years, power. And then, me see this guy, when named Finson. That guy shouldn't be, I mean, hey, I saw me straight in a better. That guy shouldn't be no president and no senate. That part father-in-law. Hear the foolishness, people don't hear the foolishness of where I talk. Hear this. Hear this.
But the fella man, my goal is I'm a big liar. If you remember the fella man, yeah, you know what I said.
Hear this, people.
Yeah. I am prepared to take.
Hear them too nastiness now. Yeah, look, you call them foo-foo now. Man, say something to you, brother. Let me play this.
I'm a big liar. If you remember the fella man, my goal is I'm a big liar. If you remember the fella man, yeah, you know what sexual lockup look like. You know what affectionate lockup look like. Yeah. I am prepared to testify. Having practiced law for 43 years, I have never seen Mark Golding in a court.
I will not see none of them in a court. I want to require a liar. The other one's a piece of shit. Now, Mark Golding a corporate liar. One of the best. You ever see corporate liar go down in a central and look for criminal? You know what's a corporate? Let me show them the meaning of corporate liar. Go on. You saw them dunks. Me tell us that that father-in-law the biggest piece of shit me know, you know. Him the biggest piece of shit in fool. Him always the other day him tell me for Norman Manley, me have to run him away, my shit. The man a total shit bucket. Look here. Corporate liar. What's a corporate liar? Look here. Look on this. Eh? Mama put up this for the people. A corporate liar specializes in legal aspect of business. Corporation handling tasks like drafting documents, negotiation. One man like Mark Golding now, I do donga. This is a corporate liar, people.
Ignorant.
Corporate liar. I talk about it, use a piece of shit. Hey, I've got the thinking time there. That part father, like, if you go away, you know, man. You're germs, you know, man. You sick people's stomach now. You know, so we not like see around here because you're germs. That piece of shit, I lose our 2 gunmen them feel lock him up and them not lock him up. Eh? But you see the man down in a central. Him say I'm a big lie, you fucking idiot. If you go away, man. The other day, I same thing, a piece of shit. You know, Norman Manley. So Norman Manley sent Marcus Garvey in 1923. 102-year-old lie, you know. Remember, I know my history, you know, better. Him send Norman Manley send Marcus Garvey a prison and run him out of Jamaica. 1923, Marcus Garvey get charged in the US for mail fraud.
Yes.
Me have the most shot, me show 102. And I talk about PMP, a PMP you me come to. Them just lie, you know, and stink, you know. I mean, they have to manage all of them, because all of them are shit, including big dirty thing, King Mama Draws Davis. If you pay him taxes, and that will shut on the mouthpiece when them have up there. Them are in for charge for treason too, you know. Them are help destroy Jamaica. Yeah? This sister.
Yeah.
Now, him tell like a Norman Manley. Norman, you know, remember Sir Marcus Garvey leave Jamaica, him leave Jamaica from 1935, you know. He come back to Jamaica 27, then he leave back 35, right? Yeah, 1935. PMP formed 1938, but 3 years after that. Yeah? Marcus Garvey never returned to Jamaica alive. Him dead 1940. JP from 43 cap. Remember Buster was a PMP, you know, and then him flip-flop, you know. And him got turn a JLP farm him one thing. See? So no like me don't know the history me can't give them. See? But for those the man have people are listening to him. And then they want to put up a bag of things with it, you know. I want to give them the truth. I know I back it with, you know, with yes. With data. Them draw them down. That's why them so dunks and fool. Like pump valves, him is a big dunks, him and the woman. Wood valves over Portland. No dunks and fool like them. You understand?
The thing is,
yes. Them dangerous man, but what them do they expect purpose? Ask same thing no matter about PMP never do nothing. Me have something for sure, you know, say, so we are talking at 3 hours knock off. Brother, now just make it do your closing. You have 3 hours we knock off, man. So we now
man, listen.
Yes.
Listen. You know, like I said before we go, I'm just making one more last appeal.
Yes.
People of Western St. Thomas, we are asking for the support. We need your support. You understand what I'm saying? Don't tell me you want to vote. You don't want to vote for James, but vote for Andrew. A vote for Andrew is a vote for James Robertson. You know, we need to stop that foolishness. We need to do it.
But nobody can vote for Andrew for that. Andrew, let me tell you, when you talk about Prime Minister, you can't blemish. You can't come tell me, oh boy, you have 2 taxi, you have 7 taxi. Me, number one, 1996, the man can't pay him student loan, and it did print. You don't embarrass your mother and your father and everybody. Your wife come and make a innocent interview. You never have money for even marry. You can't find it. You never have no job. And then by 98, 97, that's it. By 98, no, you want to what stop daily dot. We don't know no taxi name daily dot service. See me I chat to read businessman, everybody can know in business. See people, you know what people say you keep things every Saturday and for treat with kids and everything. You know what people are talk to me? Me say the cousin talk to me right there, so. Yes.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people are talking about you, man. Right there, so. So me read it out to you. You understand? Hey, Albert, say me for bring you back. No, man, I carry him back, man. Never carry him back, man.
We have to win.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, right there. Let me tell you something. And I'm saying this, and this is directed towards James Robertson. James Robertson, you're a person of interest in over 30 crimes, including the ones that I reported. You're a person of interest. You're a criminal. We need to get you out of the parish once and for all. We are going to do every single thing. For 15 years, I sit down and wait for your government to act on behalf of the Jamaican people and the people like myself who were victims. They didn't do anything. A full time to act, you understand? One way or the other, we're going to full force. Full force this time. We have begged the people and we have make an appeal. We want St. Thomas, Western St. Thomas to come out. You understand? Ryan is a very good man. Rose will not leave you behind. I know you're a good person. You have done a lot for me when I go through my crisis. The party that I supported all my life, the party where my mother supported all our life, not one of them showed up at your funeral. Not one of them gave me any support.
Hold on there. Whoa, what on?
You understand?
Hold on. So then they come on funeral night, that not look good.
Listen to me now. Listen to me. And more you listen to me, Wayne. One last thing. Mayor, I remember Mayor, Jamaica Labour Party Mayor, Harold Brown, former mayor. You understand? Before I left Jamaica, little after my mother died, Mr. Brown called me one day and said, Ian, I need to talk to you. When Mr. Brown came to me that day, never forget that, the big man was crying. Mr. Warm to you, Mr. Brown. He said, Ian, me get information so James Robertson want to kill me. The honest truth is, when I never heard that argument, I never got that from the ground, but Mr. Brown, the mayor, said to me, Ian, the man want to kill me and get it from good source. Mr. Brown said, Ian, I come from town. I want meeting just a few days before he and I met. And Mr. Brown said, when I come and see a car follow him all the way from Kingston. You know what Mr. Brown said though? Right before you get to Grand Spin Wayne, up in that area, you have a little turn off road. Right before you get in the Grand Spin community, on the left hand side, you have a little turn off road. Mr. Brown said, Ian, him turn off in the road and waited for over an hour and a half before him drive out back. Mr. Brown said, Ian, you don't look for me, I look for me, look. At 3 days, me sleep out of the door of the car. Me not going to the house to sleep. Mayor Brown, JLP Mayor, you understand? He felt solidarity with my family. When we got through what we got through, that is why Mr. Brown was the only Jamaican Labour Party representative that came to my mother funeral. He went up on the podium and made one of the most beautiful speeches, Mr. Brown. He felt solidarity towards my family because he go through the same thing. May I appeal to the family of Mayor Harold Brown. When you come out, call Jamaica for justice and make sure when you back up what me I say. Make sure when you back up, come out. If you're trying to call the police, call Jamaica for justice and say, yes, Mr. Brown went through that. When you talk, when you're trying to talk, he can't do nothing. Take the money and vote him out. He can't do nothing. Me don't give him the first blow already, you know.
Yes.
But when you don't understand, he might try everything to get back in visa from the US government. So him no want to involved in the foolishness. He can't afford to be named or called in no more criminal activity. Because he might try being everybody good grace. That's him can't travel again. Me give him the first blow. I don't know if he done him now. Me not that Jamaica no more. I don't know if he done him. Me give him the first blow already. You understand? James Robertson is nothing. When people hear the things that we talk about tonight, Wayne, all the people in big high society, people are going to shun him. They're going to see him as common boy. The real person is common boy, thief, murderer. James is nothing. You understand? We put him down to size. We put him down to size. I only left don't know if it done him. Done him. Done him, people. Me are begging if it done him.
All right, sir.
You understand? So brother, we'll talk again soon because this whole thing.
We have ever part 2, man. We have ever part 2, yeah, brother? All right, brother.
Yeah,
respect.
man, take care, all right?
Yes, brother.
Take
Respect.
care,
Cool.
all right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let me tell you something. I like every Jamaican, we go through them own thing. And let me tell you this. Not like when you see your mother, your father, and all kind of things. I mean, I tell the people them this. Everyone now know go and take up and talk about eat man. I think remember our family to want to live somewhere. And seem like you want to live and go find people you know want to live and know want people them live too. Especially the people that have money. And people who have resources don't play with them. Yes, don't play with them. No fun make politicians go do it themselves. No make no politician use no police and nobody. Nobody. Let them go do it themselves. People who have resources. Because you have some people believe in like 100 food and Moses law, don't play with them. You might have feel say you have a piece of iron and say, but you're a joker. You can't beat a mastermind. You're an idiot. The same who I use their pay for do it, you know. Them same I use police and get you out anyway. Because them don't want them name for card. And look how much, you know, it hurt when you have politicians can use the youth, them and we look the amount of youth dead and we look them same on the boat and then they just have some other one. You to get wise up. Yeah? You can be somebody will have vote for a guy and give him work and then you want to turn him major dog. Make him go do him thing himself. Yeah? Yes, make him do him thing himself. I want to come on, man. That's why people this, man. Get real. Me there, yeah, people. Tomorrow, we have no more thing for knock it in about 2. We're going over 3 hours already. Time for me to eat some dinner because me I tell you, say, yeah, man, it's a call of MILLENNIA, you know. Like a 1,000 years call. So, I this over there. Me out. Later. Bless.
We a beat it till they are my burn. We now make them get in and them and again. None of them boy that we none of them. We in lump sum we a beat it till they are my burn. We now make them get in and them and again. None of them boy that we none of them. We alone some rise up the bomb again.
When people like a government of a country, it's the servants protect the people of that country, not to put their life in misery. You understand? The Luciano, what else, man?
Government Government, stop pressuring the poor.
Oppression.
Politicians, politicians, your judgment coming for sure.
Serious
It's
city,
a government in your regiment. Stop pressuring the poor.
We can't take it no more, you know.
Politicians, politicians, your judgment coming for sure.
Yo, politician with the evilest mission, who know we blame. 2 months